All right, baseball fans, it's time to get the second semifinal game underway. This one is between the away team. They are the Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Knights, and the number one seed on the home team, the good Samaritan Fellowship Hornets. It's time to meet the rosters for both clubs, and they're doing. Beginning with the away team, the Knights. As we call your name, if you would please line up down the line. First, number 7, Nathan Alvarado. Number 5, Noah Augustine. Number 29, Tristan Bruns. Number 10, Caden Caluette. Number 42, Landon Bailey. Number 19, Zachary Yesterday. Number 3, Andrew Hennon. Number 12, Truett Asha. Number 4, Andrew Hoffpower. Number 66, Jason Johnson. Number 25, Elijah Keith. Number 21, Xander Kirkland. Number 14, Brady LeBlanc. Number 31, Levi Long. Number 26, Ian McManus. Number 17, Cameron Miller. Number 13, Jackson Nasworth. Number 27, Jeff Nichols. Number 30, Elijah O'Reilly. Number 2, Noah Pickle. Number 23, Luke Pickle. And number 6, Justin Richards. Head coach for the Knights, Marcus Rode. And I'd like to meet the roster for the number 1 seed, the Good Samaritan Fellowship Hornets. First, number 77, Quinn De Verona. Number 16, Brett Boudreaux. Number 9, Lane Downs. Number 33, Matthew White. Number 17, Robert Gajan. Number 5, Sawyer Bonin. Number 4, Ashton Picaza. Number 27, Raymond Duhan. Number 47, Dawson Turpin. Number 7, Carter Benaja. Number 34, Cooper Benaja. Number 14, Ryan Whitman. Number 2, Eli Shannon. Number 10, Hayden Ratcliffe. Number 3, Andrew Ratcliffe. Number 20, Brady Von Felt. Number 6, Logan Heron. Number 8, Percy Goldman. Number 21, Preston Goldman. And number 12, Peyton Goldman. Head coach for the Hornets, Drew Kirk. If you would bow with me, gentlemen, kindly remove your caps and pray with me here. Remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Father, I thank you for this opportunity to come together and honor your name through the game of baseball. We thank you for the fans in attendance, the players here, the officials, and all that make this possible. We ask that your hand be upon everyone that has a part in tonight's contest, and we wish all of those fans that are going back traveling grace wherever their final stop may be. We ask all of this in your son's precious name. Amen. The flag is out in left center field, if you would join me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Play ball!
And good evening, everybody. It is 7:27 on this Friday night, April 28th. We are set for the second semifinal game in the ACEL State Championships tonight, as we have two new teams coming in. The number 1 seed in the state tournament facing the number 4 seed. What a game we had. Looked like it was going to be a runaway by the 6th inning. And it was 11 Well, but probably by the end of the third inning or fourth inning,
in
it was
the third when the
11
10
to
runs
3
were put up by the Chef Patriots. Yeah, Chef of Baton Rouge put up a 10 spot, all with 2 outs and all of them unearned.
And then they scored another run in the fourth to make it 11 to 3. And we were talking about a 10-run rule, and it turns out that the defenders came back against the Patriots and cut the lead to 2, and it was 11 to 9.
It was your classic Lee Corso. Not so fast, my friend.
Amen to that. That's right. But a game it was, and even the umpires were thinking the same thing we were thinking up here in the box. And so we have a game set tonight. The home team, which is the team in the field, that is the Good Samaritan Fellowship Hornets from Fred, Texas. They are the number 1 seed with a 15-1 record, and their only loss was to the the defending champions, who the Patriots of Baton Rouge, the Chef team that is now carved their ticket to the championship game tomorrow. And we could have a showdown between the defending champs and the number 1 seed if the Hornets can pull this one out.
And just about everybody in ACEL would like to see that rematch between Chef of Baton Rouge and this Hornets team out of Texas, except who?
Except
this group out of Lake Charles area.
Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Knights of Lake
want,
Charles.
They want nothing to do with your pomp nor your circumstance. They're in here looking to get their way to the championship game. Tom, glad to have you out here, too. Tom will be carrying it along the way. Again, I'm Doug Gann, and the voice of ACEL Athletic Championships for a lot of years, and so glad to be back here. Tom's joining us tonight, and he'll take us through the activities of the evening. And to get us through tonight's ball game, it's Tom Boucher.
Thank you, Doug, and a pleasure to be working with you. We don't get to work much together throughout the year for 4-6 Sports.
52 weeks a year.
Well, yeah, but this close.
That's right.
We do serve the city of Pineville, who happens to be one of our sponsors for ACEL Sports, and have been really a major player for ACEL in bringing it to Central Louisiana and giving them a home here in Central Louisiana with Mayor Fields and now Mayor Dupree. The support and coordination makes these events possible through the city of Pineville.
And look, there was some scrambling. This game was supposed to be played at Pineville High School. Pineville High School ends up hosting a playoff round, and the softball game was supposed to be at Pineville High School's girls' field. Well, they're sitting underwater over there because of the rain we got in. Yeah,
we got rain 2 nights ago that went a good bit. We've got a 2-0 count, and we got to do our VLAR Green attorneys starting lineup. And for the Southwest Knights, who are the visitors, at the plate is Andrew Hannon, the pitcher, number 3, and he's got a 3-0 count. Luke Pickle standing on the on-deck circle, the center fielder, number 23, and Cameron Miller, the left fielder, number 17, will bat third, and the cleanup is Levi Long, if it makes it that far. Number 31, the first baseman. There's a strike, 3-1 the count. The pitcher on the mound you're watching is Dawson Turpin, number 47, and he's got a 3-1 count to the leadoff batter of Hannon, and he doesn't want to put him on. And we'll finish out there you go, the home team, which is the number 1 seed, 15-1 on the year. Drew Kirk, the head coach, the Good Samaritan Fellowship Hornets. They are out of Fred, Texas. And we've got Cooper Benaja, who's the catcher, number 2. Carter Benaja, the center fielder, number 7. Sawyer Bonin, the third baseman, he's number 5. Luke Bounds plays first, he's number 9. Ashton Pedraza, there's ball 1. So we've had 5 pitches thrown by Dawson Turpin.
They'd be wearing them out in College Station, wouldn't they?
Yeah, 5. Yeah, they would. 4 of the 5 pitches. No, 5 of the 6 pitches have been balls.
Boy, the lefty had a good move over there to first. We've talked about it. If you're going to get to him bunting, running, getting around, you've got to read and you've got to be going first move if you're going to try to take second base.
Yeah, so we finished off at Ashton Pedraja, the shortstop, who's covering second right now. He's got a nice throw over there. You know, a lot of times you see the pitchers kind of lob it over there, aim it, but he's just firing, and that's the way you really got to do it. Dawson Turpin, the pitcher, number 47. Brett Boudreau, the second baseman, number 16. Logan Heron, the right fielder, number 6. Brady Van Felt is the designated hitter. It's the first one we will have seen today out of these two games, number 20. And then Quinn Deverona, number 77. That's a number out in left field. And then you got you got 4 subs for the Hornets, and you got a bunch of subs for the Knights. So we may see some of them later in the game. They're trying to steal. The throw down to second is a nice one. One hopper can't be gotten, but the center fielder back to back it up.
Well, Tom,
and Hannon is safe at second.
Hannon goes first move, and that's what we told you. If you're going to steal a base off of a left-hander, when that foot comes up, you've just got to be committed to going to second base. You can't think about it because you'll get thrown out. And had a tremendous job, did Hannon.
Luke Pickle, 3-0 on that last pitch. He's got the fake bunt on. He'll just pull it back and take the pitch, and it's a strike.
Luke Pickle is a name that we've called so many times. Plays just about all sports for this Southwest Louisiana Knights team.
Left fielder center fielder number 23 in the box, looking at the 5th pitch, and it is ball 4. So 2 straight walks for Turpin. You know, we talked about this in the first game. If those of you who watched the first game are watching this one, you know that the Patriots pitcher Steele came out, ended up with bases loaded with the defenders, gave up 3 runs in the first inning, finally got out of it out of a bases loaded jam, leaving it at just the 3 runs, and you're going, oh man, he's in a pickle. You know, but they got out of it. Turns out in the 3rd inning they get 10 runs and they end up winning the game 11-9. So we talked about how coming in, you got the semifinal game. There's a lot of anxiety, and you know, do they let that get to them? And then the hope is that they settle down as they get into the routine. There's a shot out to left center field, and there's plenty of time if they call for it, and they finally do. The left fielder coming down with it. That is Quinn Deverona making the catch for the first out, and that may be what settles down Turpin.
My question is, and not to judge anything at all, but there's been back-to-back walks, and you're up there hacking at a no-count curveball.
Yeah.
You know, the first pitch is a curveball, and you're standing in there taking a hack at it. But he is a 3-hole hitter. He's looking for it, got a piece of it. But I got to think you have to make that pitcher of the Hornets work a little bit more.
That was Cameron Miller, the left fielder, number 17. Yeah, you should, because he's already throwing like 11 pitches and only 2 strikes.
The last thing you want to do is bail him out.
Levi Long, the first baseman, number 31, is crowding the plate. See it there. There's a hit batsman. He tried to go inside and came a little too far inside.
He got in there all right. And look, this Good Samaritan team, and we talk about getting ready for things. We saw their number 1, Sawyer Bonin, was their pitcher, just a solid. We saw him pitch in the championship game last year, lost to the Patriots in a game that it seemed like would never end. It went extra innings before Chef of Baton Rouge was able to win that game. But right now, this Hornets pitcher has the bases loaded full of Knights. And this is what you want to do, Tom. If you are the 4 seed coming into this, everybody is looking at this 15-1 Hornets team, Good Samaritan Fellowship, to come in here and roll out. So if you come out and you can put up a crooked number in the first, man, it makes a difference.
Yeah, I mean, Southwest Louisiana Homeschool got 1 out, and the bases are juiced for Caden Caluet, number 10, the shortstop.
But what we talked about earlier, the 3-hole hitter Miller is up there first pitch swinging.
Well, the other thing we talked about, and I think we're finally seeing it happen, but, you talking about Coach Drew Kirk of the Good Samaritan Fellowship Hornets, you can't save your best pitcher for tomorrow's championship game, because tomorrow doesn't happen. You may be in a consolation game if you don't pitch the pitcher. And you were just talking about Sawyer Bonin,
yeah,
number 5. who was at third base, he's not wasting any time. He's got one out, bases loaded, nobody has scored, and he's now brought in another pitcher in this pitching change. I got to see who the number is.
Yeah, we're trying to look. Good curveball. We'll see if we can get him. The number is just snug inside that black and red or black and yellow striped.
Number 4. So that's Eshton Pedraza.
Pedraza.
The shortstop.
Easy
they
for
brought
you to
him
say.
in. Yes. So I imagine Turpin went to short, or will. They probably just changed spots.
Good speed off Pedraza there, too, as he really lets that fastball go. He mixes. I've seen 3 pitches out of him so far. That fastball, curveball, and a good changeup. See him adjusting his glove there to that curveball.
Yeah. He's
well,
starting
to
get
that up right away.
Starting to get the pitch down, because when he first started, of course, he was
Again,
cold.
I tell you, that mound is different. That mound's a little bit higher out there, and it takes a minute to get used to, and that could play very well in this night's favor.
So, number 5.
Got to watch if he moves that ball around in his glove before he throws that curveball, or if it was just in his warm-up.
So, let's see. Number 5 was Sawyer Bonin, and he looked like he went to short. Looks like he's over at shortstop. So we'll have to find that out. Maybe they put Turpin over at third.
Batter steps out and just, we talk so much, Tom, about controlling the tempo, and it's easy for that pitcher to do, but stepping out there was long.
This is the shortstop, Caden Caluet, number 10. Bases loaded,
That's
one
right,
out.
You got an out.
He's got the inside of the plate blocked. I mean, if he tries to go inside, that was a strike with Kenny Consistent.
But it misses outside here.
Ball 1.
Big shout out to our buddy Kenny Consistent, he had the same strike zone in the first inning that he did in the 7th.
And he had it for both teams.
Yep, and that's all you want.
So they know by the time the second inning rolls around what he's calling. You got to adjust to that. So there's a pitch to the outside. That's ball 2. Caluet aware that the catcher caught it and put his hand up to stop any possible try to steal to come in home.
Tom, all the interviews that we've done through the years, the coaches will tell you that. Just be consistent. Let our guys know where you're going to be.
That's right. So we got, I think, 2-0 the count.
It is. The scoreboard here has it 1-0, but we've got it 2-0.
Bases are juiced. Our Wallace Eye Center scoreboard, our sponsors. For the school board all year. We want to thank them. And Valex down in the bottom right, our title sponsor. There's a strike with a curveball. The bender catches the outside of the plate to make it 2-1.
What I love about baseball is every home plate umpire has a different strike call. He really gets, this one is very animated about it.
Gets a piece of it. Catcher hangs on to it. 2-2 the count. Pedraza starting to settle in a little bit. Kind of difficult when you start the game at a different position and don't get to warm up prior to the game, and you're not thinking that you're going to have to go in the first inning.
Right.
Caluet looking at it there. Strike 3 on the outside. Cannot catch up to it. That is a huge strikeout, as it brings the second out.
Well, it does a lot of things for you now. You don't have to worry about the bunt. It's not going to be on here. You just settle back, get your routine depth, and make the plays.
There's a play at any base and plate. So if it's a short, kind of swinging bunt, you can get the out at home, or you can get the out at first, second, or third with the bases juiced. And this is Andrew Hoffpower, this third baseman, number 4 at the plate. That's got to be nervous and kind of a nerve-wracking at-bat with bases loaded, 2 outs. You got bases juiced, and you're going, man, this is my time.
That's right. I got to go.
I can be the man.
And you know that Mama Hoffpower is down there. She came up. She's the one that brought the scoreboard up here to us.
Okay.
And we were going through the pronunciations of the names, and she was glad that we got hers right.
Yeah. There's a pitch, a high fly ball to left field. Swing it over here, and it is a foul ball. As third base and shortstop were right there, and they couldn't figure out, who was going to make the catch. And I think it was a foul ball. You got to send the runner back.
Not sure why they're letting anybody go in, because the umpire that is down here, the field ump that's down there, calls it clearly foul. So everybody's going to go back to where they were.
Yeah, we're still going to have bases loaded.
Home plate called it fair is what our PA announcer is giving us. And that's going to get a little bit of a discussion in there.
It's not really his call because you got a third base
that was right on top of the play and immediately calls it foul. And they sit there and discuss it, and they said, look, I'm calling it, but it's not my call.
Well, and, I mean, both players were in foul territory.
Correct.
And the ball landed behind them.
Correct.
Not to the side of them. So, foul ball, but they still have to figure out between them. Somebody's got to make that call and call the other one off. It was really the shortstop's play with the third baseman having to run – backpedal the whole way, where the shortstop really running toward the ball, looking at it.
All that, and it's just a long strike.
Yep, 0-1 the count. That's strike 2 on Hoffpower with a good cut.
I'm telling you, Pedraza has come in there and just thrown smoke in this one.
He's done what you wanted him to do, coming in and getting a strikeout with Caluette and possibly another one here with Hoffpower. 0-2 the count. 2 outs, bases are loaded. Still 0-0 here in the top of the first. There's a strike 3 as he threw it outside, so far outside that Hoffpower couldn't catch up with it. And there's a third out, leaving the bases juiced. So we go no runs and no hits with 3 base on balls. That's how they got on. And we go to the bottom of the first with a 0-0 game as the Hornets get a chance to come and change the momentum here. And we're going to be back right after these messages.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Leading off in the bottom of the first for the Hornets is number 34, Cooper Benaja.
We are back live for the bottom of the first inning as the Good Samaritan Fellowship Hornets get a chance at the plate to see if they can make some noise, because they shut down the noise of the Knights of Southwest Louisiana Homeschool, who had bases loaded and 1 out. And Pedraza comes in and strikes out Caluette and Hoffpower. Cooper Benaja, the catcher, number 34 at the plate, takes an outside pitch for ball 1. His brother Carter, the center fielder, will be bat second, number 7. And Sawyer Bonin, the third baseman, number 5, will be the third batter.
Tom, we talked a lot about tempo in our earlier game, and we'll talk about it throughout the weekend. Watch how quickly this Knights pitcher works. He gets the ball back. Now the ump's holding him up because there is a little bit of time. But, and who is that on the hill for?
On the hill is Andrew Hannon.
All right, so Hannon, watch how quickly they get the ball back to him on a ball or a strike, and he's just ready to go to work.
There's a pop fly out to short. not out of the infield. The shortstop calls off everybody, and a nice job with the communication out there between, let's see, who was that? The shortstop, Hoffpower and Caluet. No, Caluet and LeBlanc, and Caluet coming up with the out.
Now batting number 7.
In my best Chuck Dad joke style, baseball's a lot like a marriage. You got to have good communication. There you go. How's that? That's all I got.
There you go.
That's all I got.
Carter Benagia.
Thank you. Get him out of that.
The center fielder, number 7, steps to the plate from the left-hand side. Well, the one thing, at least, is Hannon pitches, makes it to college to pitch. He doesn't have to worry about the 20-second pitch count.
No.
There's a shot to third base. It is gobbled up. The throw over to first is on time and on target for the second out. 5-3 for the second out there. So the Benagia brothers go down 1-2. Sawyer Bonin, the third baseman, number 5, coming to the plate with 2 outs.
Impressed with Hannon, and he does not give the batter an opportunity to settle in. Stands in there, gets ready to go. Are they walking him?
Yeah, looks like it. Maybe. That was Hoff-powered along for the out. And they're going to give him the base.
That's a lot of respect for that young man.
Didn't have to even throw a pitch.
No, and we told you the kind of a year that young man has had.
I'd like to know what he's batting, because he obviously has kind of a Drew Dylan Cruz type of batting average, 490 something. Probably. This is Lane Bounds, the first baseman, number 9 at the plate with a runner on. Outside pitch, the throw down. Oh, almost in time.
Boy,
that was a great gun.
That's the way you go to get him. You put him on and then pick him off. But that didn't happen. But that is the utmost respect to intentionally walk a batter in a scoreless game after you just got 2 ground balls.
Justin Richards. There's an S on the end of it, so I'm sure it's Richards, I believe.
It is Richards and not Richards.
Yeah, I've never known a Richards. So a Richards with the gun down to first, man. That was really good. So 1-1 the count here to Bounds.
I just can't get over the respect that they showed to Sawyer Bonin, who just, wow.
There's the rundown, the foul ball. Look at the speed.
Off and going. And certainly is that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Might take at a burger run here a minute ago, and Tom, I'll watch this for you, buddy.
Yep,
I'll keep
an
it
eye
over
on
here.
it.
Yeah.
That's a good pitch. Was that 2-2?
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here.
We're gonna have to run like 10 commercials.
That's right.
And we'll bring it back in the 3rd inning after this break.
Look like we don't have as much of our choppiness.
Oh, the ball gets by the catcher, and Sawyer Bonin will make it easily down to second. It's kind of a shame for Bonin, because he had the steal, but the pass ball takes the steal away.
Take it away.
So Bounds, not that we're going to have
if you're
stats.
scoring at home, that's right.
So 3-2 the count. Inside, that's strike 3 right there.
And look, there's going to be
threw the bat.
There's an option. There's a possibility.
He could be ejected for throwing the bat, but maybe he'll just get a warning.
He didn't get anything out of it.
I heard him say, "Hey, there he goes." Now he's going back. The coach is talking to him, but that's
and look,
that,
he's
and
going
the other
to run
umpire.
them both down, and he may have ended things today for himself.
And Lane Bounds throwing. I mean, he went around, so I mean he's got nothing but himself to be angry at.
Hey, don't do it again. So the cooler heads prevailed there with the officials, and I certainly appreciate that and concur with it.
So we end the 1st inning scoreless as the Hornets go down with 4 batters, and we'll go to the top of the 2nd, and with Justin Richards coming to the plate. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin, an idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, It's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
As you hear the great job by the PA announcer, we got Justin Richards, number 6, the catcher, coming to the plate in the top of the second inning for the Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Knights. They sent 6 to the plate and had bases loaded when
but that was before Pedraza came in.
Pedraza came in. He set down Caluette and Hoffbauer with strikeouts. So Richards got a 1-1 count. We got Richards,
Alvarado,
Nathan Alvarado, and Brady LeBlanc are the 3 batters that we'll see. There's a pitch. That's a fly ball. We may see a home run for the first time, but it's over the center fielder. He lost it in the lights, and it drops down about 10 feet from the fence. And Richards has a double. Could have had a stand-up, but he wanted to get his pants dirty.
How about if he was up last inning in that spot that ended it on one of those with the bases
Oh,
loaded?
yeah.
That would have been – well, baseball is just such a game. Top of the second, we play the Southwest Louisiana Knights, the 4 seed, and the underdog trying to scratch something out early.
Nathan Alvarado coming to the plate with a runner at second. Richards, right fielder, number 7, to face Pedraza. High and inside, 1-0.
There may be a point that you have to get boning up and into the game in this one.
Doug, just looking at that, it's not the first time we've seen the outfielders have trouble today, but in the first game it was because of the sun.
Yeah, the lights have a lot of play over the roof that's here, and they're facing out in center field. You see a lot of these stadiums going to the LED lights and such as that, but not at this level.
Yeah, got to have money.
Indeed. It went in there for strike 1, 2 balls and a strike. Well, football season is going to be a lot of fun next year. Make sure you hop on over to YouTube and go to 446 Sports, hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a nickel. And hit the notification bell. You'll know every time that we go live.
Yeah, and you'll have the times that we go live for all the ACEL sports in the fall as well. As we start, our year pretty much runs August to May.
Concurrent with the school year is what we run it. We'll take a much-needed break in June and July, and then be back at it in August.
But at some point, maybe next year, we'll see. We kind of want to branch out. There's 3-2, the full count now to Nathan Alvarado. But Doug and I have been talking. We started covering LSU football on the website, 446sports.com. You can go on and look at the LSU side or read any of our columns. T-Boo and the Tigers is the column that I have. And we covered and did the post-game interviews with Coach Kelly.
Right.
And we've been talking about the possibility, if things work out, that we wanted to do it this year, but probably not. We're going to take a break, but maybe next year make it to the SEC Media Days.
Yes, indeed.
Up in Birmingham, Alabama. At least that's where it is. But I think now it's in Nashville or Memphis this year.
We'll go up and cover the LHSAA stuff there in Natchitoches at the Hall of Fame when that induction is. That's a big induction that's coming up this summer.
It is. We just got to work it out to be able to get those, and hopefully anybody watching that wants to sponsor,
right,
and has a great opportunity to be able to do that, especially on anything that we do, whether it's high school sports or we do the Sports Hall of Fame. And
both became members of the Louisiana Sports Writers Association this year too, and we don't hardly write anything. We talk about it a lot, and that's just our way of saying, without you guys listening and tuning in and receiving what we have to say, what we say doesn't mean diddly. We are glad, especially our partnership with this ACEL group. Have never met anybody that we haven't become friends with in this organization.
So the Knights, with runners at first and second, trying to repeat what they did in the first inning with bases loaded, only don't repeat the 3 outs that came without getting a run. But they're close to doing it with no outs.
I got to believe
2-0 the count.
I got to believe, Tommy, if the Knights get anything across 2 or 3 runs, you may see Sawyer Bonin in this game. I know they are holding him off for tomorrow's championship, but you got to get there. Oh, what a great inside move!
He's got him. He's got to go. He's got to run the ball at him. Now they got him in the rundown. The throw is in time, and he is out. That is a big mistake by Justin Richards. And the pitcher really has to learn, when he had him pinned,
and
he's got to run straight at him and force him and then go after him and make the throw.
They're going to come out and discuss it a little bit as they're keeping Richards on second base.
Oh,
They're saying the ball was dropped is what the fans are saying. And the coach is telling the fans to be quiet. And you got to love that out of the head coach.
Yep, let's see. So they're
going to appeal to first.
I don't know how the fans saw he dropped the ball.
Well, you know they're not going to be able to come up here. They could come up here to the replay if they wanted to.
I mean, I didn't see a ball on the ground. They're going to call him safe.
Yep.
Wow. What a big break that Richards got just now. You cannot run yourself into an out by getting picked off.
And the bad thing is the inside move was there. It was a great move by Pedraza, but nobody was at second or shortstop and second weren't in there on the play. So how you get caught with that?
Yeah. So Pedraza made a good effort to spin around and catch him. But then I think.
And now the 2 coaches here are discussing it, and that's kind of strange. And so they're appealing here right underneath where we're at, and we'll try to get in front of this one with you.
Turn the mic up.
Thing getting a little bit testy out there. We'll zoom back out and get things settled down. Don't have the catcher in there anymore. There we go. That'll get us straightened out.
Well, the umpires met for a second time and came out with the same decision. Hopefully there won't be a third.
Don't oftentimes see the 2 coaches conversating there.
2-0 the count. There's a pop fly to short center field. That's going to be trouble. And he drops it. Cannot make the catch, but they have a force out at second. And they'll get the out. Got to watch the runner at third.
Yeah, you knew somebody was going to end up getting out there. So now runners will be at the corners.
That's an 8-4. You don't see that.
You don't see that often.
Too often. And the second baseman had to run all the way back to the bag because the shortstop and second base were out there with the center fielder. But I'm not sure the runner at first really got hung up as he didn't go far enough.
It's right in front of him, so you can't very well go halfway from that spot.
He could have been doubled up.
You're just off the grass.
Yeah, now they're going for the steal down to second, and they're going to hold on, and that's going to be LeBlanc making it all the way down to second. So we got runners in scoring position with 1 out for Andrew Hannon. Hannon can help himself out here.
Look, you've got to take advantage of all of these base runners here early on. if you're the Knights. If you want to pull the upset, you've got to start chipping away.
Yep, the Knights, number 4 seeded team against number 1 seed, and they got an opportunity here to pull the momentum and really shake things up. Hannon, the pitcher for the Knights, had a great bottom of the first inning. And what's good about this, instead of sitting on the bench and just waiting in this long inning, he gets to get up here and get his energy flowing, you know, and stay in the game.
Well, look, there's nothing, Tom, and there's such a gap between right and right center. And just go with the pitch over the second baseman's head if you get the opportunity. But Pedraza firing away in there, misses that one.
Well, he's got the opportunity to do it with the outside pitches that they're trying to get. I think they watched Kenny consistent in the first game and trying to throw it the same way, but it's a different umpire back there.
Indeed.
Kenny will be back behind the plate tomorrow, I think.
For the championship game.
There's a ball. That's short grounder, but out of play. Foul territory.
Yeah.
Come back. Full count to Hannon. Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew has got to do something here. Just put the ball in play. Something the top of this order has such an opportunity to scratch out a run or two. But I'm telling you, this is where Pedraza shines. We saw him do it back in the first inning. Got some runners on, came back, got a couple of strikeouts to end that big threat. Bases were left loaded by the Knights in the first.
Knights are making him work, though. This is the second pitcher of the game for the Hornets.
Yeah.
Hannon waiting on the full count pitch. There's a shot. That's going to make it in the gap. They may try to run him home. The throw home is a little late and offline, and 2 runs score. That is Richards and LeBlanc coming in for the score, and Hannon ends up with a single and takes second on the throw home.
Boy, that's tough scoring right there. That's exactly the call. Look, the hometown folks are screaming for the double, but that is a single with the throw, but give him 2 RBI, and here comes that young man, Luke Pickle, that we talked about.
Well, if he doesn't throw it home and throws it into second, he doesn't make it there.
That's correct.
Luke Pickle, center fielder, number 23 at the plate now, and the scoreboard has changed. We have a crooked number on the board now as the first team to put a run or 2 on the board are the Knights from Lake Charles. They've got a 2-0 lead here in the top of the second inning and only 1 out and threatening to put another one at least if Pickle can get a base hit here. Pitch is low, 1-1 the count.
And Tom, you go back to the bottom of the first when the Knights walked Sawyer Bonin. They said, look, we're not going to let him beat us. Took the bat right out of his hands with 2 outs and nobody on in the first. Who does that?
It panned out for them because they got the strikeout on the next batter. There's a strike, 1-2 the count. And Pedraza going back to just throwing the heat.
Look, I'm telling you, don't think these teams don't have each other scouted out completely. They know who Sawyer Bonin is and his ability to hit the ball out of the park.
The Knights are 11-5 on the season. The 4th-ranked team wearing orange and white. There's a high fly ball out to center field, our left center. It's caught. And the throw into the cutoff will keep Hannon at second. So fly out to 7 for the second out. And brings up Cameron Miller, the left fielder, number 17, who flied out to left field in the first inning.
That ball, you saw the flag to start with. That ball is just not, that has no help getting out of here. And in a very, a field that surrenders a lot of home runs is yet to be there. We've not even had one attempt at it.
Had one deep shot, but it landed probably about 3 feet short of the center field wall back there. And then bounced and hit the fence.
Right.
I was about the only one that we thought might have a chance. So Miller at the plate with a 1-1 count, 2 outs, Hannon at second base.
Pedraza again settling, gave up those 2 runs, but is responded well to it here.
Yeah, 3 hits in this inning by the Knights. Calling for time, he gets it. Was close to being a little bit late on that.
I think he was calling it on time, but didn't get it granted.
Right.
Very soon in it, and the umpire just finally called it up and got it. Don't forget, we'll be awarding our 446 Sports Tournament MVP after that championship game tomorrow.
Got a piece of it. ACEL Sports wants to thank Christian Challenge Worship Center and Pastor Nathan Martin over in Pineville as they are host to area ACEL meetings and providing staff for our ACEL State Championship events. Also, Grace Christian School, they want to thank them and Coach Josh Brown for the many thanks to Coach Brown and Grace Christian School for hosting this weekend's ACEL Baseball State Championship here at the Merrill Blackburn Field in Josh Brown Stadium. Man, I tell you what, they need to make that name bigger at night. That's a foul ball. Luckily got a piece of it.
Sound like it broke that bat, that aluminum bat. It may have just missed it a little bit is what the issue was there.
Well, he tipped it, and it hit the top of the helmet of the catcher.
And that would be
that plastic noise is what you heard. 2-2 the count with 2 outs, runner at second. A lot of twos right there. And they reached out. Boy, got Cameron Miller reaching at the way outside pitch for the strikeout. But they strike with 2 runs on 3 hits to the Knights, and they lead it going into the bottom of the second over the number 1 seeded team, the Hornets. And we'll be back with the bottom of the second right after this.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
Make your burger your style with delicious, hand-pressed, never-frozen AAA Angus beef and tons of fresh, tasty toppings. Fat Burger. Great taste sounds good, doesn't it?
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Leading off for the Hornets in the bottom of the second is number 4, Eshton Pedraza.
Tom, there you see Pedraza came on and has given up the 2 runs in this one, but stands in there looking to get things going on his own.
Hannon will try to pick up where he left off in the first inning, striking out bounds. So the 5th batter for the Hornets, Pedraza, the pitcher now, with an 0-1 count. 1-1 to count on the outside. Dawson Turpin, who started as a pitcher, and now is playing somewhere in the infield.
We don't know where he's at.
We weren't able to see where he went. He'll be the second batter. There's a strike down to left field.
Going to be caught.
That's going to be getting.
Yeah. Camera had that one. That's inside our range. Again, that gate that's in front of us has played havoc with getting multiple camera angles on it.
Number 47, Dawson Turpin.
So the Hornets do exactly what they need to after giving up 2 runs in the top of the second inning. Get their first runner, our first batter on base in Pedraza. Turpin now will try to move him the lefty. See if they try to steal Pedraza. I'm surprised they're not courtesy running for him.
Well, he's one of their better players, and you want to keep him out. You got to remember, he started the game at shortstop.
Yeah.
And so, and now moving to the mound is one of their better players. So you keep those smart base runners out on the field, especially when you're down a couple of runs in a semifinal game. I fully expect with the baseball IQ.
There's a bunt. It's going to be caught. He's going to throw over to first for the double play. And Pedraza not paying attention.
You saw the crowd. You hear the crowd going wild over there, and that's how you quiet things.
So a double play, 1-3. Pop-up on the bunt pop-up to the pitcher is caught. Hannon turns around and fires to first and gets Pedraza easily by 5 or 6 steps, as Pedraza didn't pay attention to make sure the ball hit the ground first before taking off.
And look, and we'll get to it after this pitch, swung on there and missed. But, Tom, execution, nothing will drive a coach more wild. I'd rather you miss one than pop the bunt up, because it's stuff like that happens from it.
Yep. So Brett Boudreaux at the plate, number 16, the second baseman. You got 2 outs and nobody on. So Hannon could do something really great that you want to do after putting a 2 spot in the top of the inning with a 1-2 count, get out of the bottom half of the inning in a 1-2-3 fashion and goose egg the number 1 seed. It hit him. He's not taking first, though.
No, it looked like it bounced. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes on him.
2 balls and 2 strikes. That was inside. I heard like it hit off his hand. But he wasn't shaking it off, because that should have hurt a little bit. There's strike 3.
Wow.
As Hannon gets Boudreaux swinging. No runs on 1 hit. No errors. And we've got a 2-0 ball game as the Knights lead the Hornets. And the Knights are coming up in the top of the 3rd with Long, Caluette, and Hoffpower. And we'll have those when we come back.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel.
And here we are in the top of the 3rd inning for the Knights. Leading off is Levi Long. He was walked in the 1st inning.
He got hit, didn't he? Was he the one that got hit in the back? That's the one that turned in.
I didn't put hit by pitch.
It did. It hit him square in his back.
Okay. Oh, the backside, number 31. Sure did. Hit by pitch. I'll change that. Long takes ball 1 from Pedraza. There's a shot back, over the head of the pitcher. Second baseman trying to scoop it up and misplays it. And the Knights are the Hornets showing a little nerves.
Tom, we were down in Baton Rouge the other night covering LSU and UL in that game. If you'll remember that one, and It was a different level of intensity that UL had in that night, and they come out and pick up the victory against the Tigers. Same thing that Nichols did against them. When you get a team that's out there scrapping, I'm not saying that the Hornets are looking ahead in this one, but I can tell you the Knights are not. And they're in there battling.
Yep.
It's like we're going to have something here.
I don't know. They have a courtesy runner, but Long is just the first baseman. They're going to do a courtesy runner.
Well, because he is the first baseman, they're going to pull him out and sub for him with this young man to come in and run.
They get one sub, and he can go back in.
He can re-enter. And so what you'll see him in is he's coming in to run for him, and that just shows you how valuable they think these early inning runs are. He's managing station to station, if you will.
Tristan Bruns, number 29, will be the courtesy runner.
So expect Long to re-enter in the bottom of the third.
And then they won't be able to courtesy run for him anymore. If they
Correct.
do it a second time, he's got to come out of the game.
That's right. That's the difference between the courtesy runner for the pitcher-catcher and a pinch runner.
So they get Tristan Burns, number 29, out, and they immediately throw over to try to catch him off guard and not paying attention.
Look, you talk about what would be a bad feeling if that happens to you.
Oh, yeah. Especially it was on the very first throw over.
Right.
And you're like, oh. He makes it back. Of course, he's like 2 steps closer to the bag than he was on that first throw over.
Slide it over there, see if we can get you a little better look at it at first.
ACEL Sports wants to thank 446 Sports.
Well, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, Doug Gann and Chuck Perkins of 446 for providing the live stream and commentary for all our ACEL State Championship events.
And we welcome Tom Boucher into the booth with us, who is taking leads in this one. We have an event that the city calls me to do tomorrow morning, and so we'll be doing that throughout, weather permitting.
So I am the courtesy runner for the booth.
That's right.
At 446 Sports.
You are here.
And if I came in tomorrow, you'd be out.
Right. Well,
but you get to come back.
I can re-enter. I can re-enter once. That's right. A lot of sports that we've called this year. We're able to go and call that Menard game with it the other day. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a fun time. That was a big game against Calvary of Shreveport with the Lady Eagles, and we had a 3-man crew on there. There's a shot that hits the gap for Calumet. He makes up for the strikeout that he had in the first inning with bases loaded, and he moves Tristan Burns down to second.
I'm going to tell you, might not be a bad idea to start getting Sawyer up and going, because you cannot let this Knights team, they are playing with a lot of intensity. If they get up 4 or 5 runs on you, then they're trying to get you out like a good MMA fighter.
Well, they saw Calumet and Hoffpower saw Pedraza in the first inning with bases loaded, and both of them went down swinging. Hoffpower up now with 2 on, and Pedraza doesn't have as much speed as he had in the first inning. He's throwing a lot of pitches.
He's missing
here in this second inning.
Missing a lot of stuff outside, too. And you're right, it does not look like he's got – and body language as well on the young man. And you want to see a spark come up in him and get that bulldog mentality going.
1-0 to Hoffpower, number 4, the third baseman for the Knights. Now it's 2-0. And it is a batter's count right now because they can't afford to go to 3-0. So this is going to be a fastball somewhere in the middle of the plate for Hoffpower. And if he can do what Calumet did.
Well, they've got him swung around to right field, too, not expecting him to pull one down the line at all.
That means they're going to stay outside, but they're going to chance. Oh, they throw it back. Tristan
It's got about as good
Burns.
as inside move as we have seen. And that's that move where you lift up your front leg like you're going to go to home and you spin back to the inside. And it was effective on the first go-round, but not so much this one.
Tell you what, Burns getting the most out of his entry into the game. They went outside and got the strike, 2-1. It looked low, but Hoffpower.
At some point, you may consider laying the bunt down here and pushing those runners across.
Well, with nobody out, you would think. I mean, you got first base holding the runner on.
And look how far back third base is playing behind the bag even.
If they're throwing outside, drop it down the first baseline.
Right.
You definitely got to move it to the right side to move the runners anyway. Because with the third baseman playing so far back, he's going to stay at the bag for the force out. And it's going to be the pitcher's job to get up quick to get the ball.
That's why it's wide open on the left side of the pitcher or the right side, either side of him.
3-1 the count. But, you know, not a lot of people are good at bunting.
Correct.
And we just saw it for the Hornets.
Well, Richards, the catcher, chomping at the bitch to get up there and swing the bat. He's on deck. Scored a run earlier tonight.
Hoffpower looking and swinging at the 5th pitch. 3-2 the count. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Runners got to pay attention to any kind of line drive or a short pop out so they don't get doubled up like the Hornets did in the last inning. Burns back. After that first time, he's like, I'm not going too far away.
That's right. Working on the pinch runner there. That position filled Eli Long's spot after his base hit.
That's outside. Bases loaded. Hoffpower taking ball 4. Oh, he didn't score yet. Justin Richards had a single.
And look, they're looking at Pedraza, and that may do it. He's bringing the infield in. I don't think he's making the switch here, though.
Well, he needs to.
This is just putting yourself in a bad position.
Bases loaded, nobody out for the Knights. And they already lead at 2-0 here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, trying to get something going as best you can. And that is going to be an opportunity for a switch. And it looks like
Sawyer is number 5.
Number 5, yeah, and that's who I believe they're going to go to here.
They got to go to it. I mean, you got to go to your best right now, and you got to win this game.
Yeah, you can't save that young man, but Tom, I'm telling you, you're about to witness something pretty solid here. This young man is as good as they come in ACEL Athletics in 2023. Heck, as late as last year as well. Every time that we've seen this young man, he is just a fighter and a competitor.
So he's a lefty, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So he's moving to pitcher. I think they had him at 3rd. So I'm guessing Pedraza was at shortstop, so he'll go back to shortstop. And I bet you Turpin moved to shortstop, so Turpin may be over at 3rd. That's what I'm going to guess. And we're back live here in the top of the third inning, and they're not bringing out Sawyer Bonin. This is Carter Benage at the center fielder, number 7, that they brought in as pitcher now. So Bonin probably staying at third. And this is Justin Richards, the catcher, with bases loaded, nobody out, swings at an outside pitch.
Scored a run early, if I remember correctly.
He did.
Didn't he? Yeah.
He had a single and scored. We thought he was throwing out at second. That ball hit. Nobody going to run in as the catcher.
Very wisely.
Yeah, the catcher got a glove on it and slowed it down, and it never made it back to the back wall.
There we see the full number 7 there, and thrown off just a bit, the full number there, number 7. And it's hard to deal, but when he turned around that way, you could see the complete full number of it.
Yep. That's a shot down the third baseline. The throw home is a force out, throwing down the first, and he got him for a double play. A heck of a play by the Hornets.
Just what the doctor ordered.
That's
there.
a 5-2-3 double play on Richards.
So you'll still have 2 runners in scoring position.
Number 7, Nathan Alvarado.
Yeah, as Caluette and Hoffpower were able to move down to second and third, Richards was the second out on the double play, and a great job by the catcher to step out and throw the ball on a line to the first baseman. There's a ball that's to the third. He's going to take it, throw it over to first, take his time, and in play. And what an inning for the Hornets to get out of that, bases loaded and nobody out, and not give up a run and keep a goose egg.
Look, I'm going to tell you, the work that time and the management, and that's why they're the 1 seed. It's not just the pitching, the fielding, the batting, any of that. That was a great job managerial, putting things in play and getting that going. And my goodness, Knights leave, that's 5 base runners now, unless we go back and see what they did in the second, but 5 base runners that I remember left on base.
That's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 base runners because they had bases loaded.
Bases loaded in the first, 2 there, and then 1 in the second.
1 in the second and 2 in the third. So 6 base runners. They got 2 runs in the second inning, and they lead it 2-0 on 4 hits. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, they still have the 2-0 lead. But man, it could have been a lot worse for the Hornets. But coaching, he made the right moves twice to bring in a different pitcher to make things work.
We'll hit that refresh again on there. I'm going to watch how you do it this time. That ought to switch it down to the bottom. There you go.
I guess it
sometimes it just does that.
Kind of went stale.
Well, it's in game 2 of a doubleheader too, so it's kind of dragging a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to go in too. I just thought of something. I've got some videos, from past games that I need to go in and delete.
That happened to you before, didn't it?
Yeah, during football season. Started bogging down. Maybe that might be one reason why we're getting a little bogged down. But our hotspot is not putting out as much as we normally get being inside.
We dropped down our bit rate just a little bit, and I think that's helped us some.
Logan Herron, the right fielder, number 6, going to bat for the first time for the Hornets, as Hannon has done a really nice job. Only faced 7 batters in the first 2 innings, only 1 more than what he would normally have to. And he's going to have Logan Herron and then Brady Van Felt as the designated hitter, number 20. And I'm guessing Quinn Devereaux will not bat, but he plays left field because of the designated hitter.
That's correct.
Oh, that ball was inside. And Herron just got out of the way for ball 1.
Certainly appreciate all of those that have added their subscribed to us in this one. As always, we certainly appreciate everything that you guys do in watching what we do.
2-0 the count to Herron. Hannon falling behind. There's one. He just kind of slowed it down a little bit. And on the pitcher's count, he threw the strike. Catcher for the Hornets is 7th grader. Is that what I read?
Yep.
2-2 the count. So the Hornets with Cooper Benagia, number 34. He leads off, too. He's a leadoff hitter and catcher as a 7th grader.
That's certainly what you want to see.
Full count to Heron. Hannon gets Heron to strike out and go down swinging. That was the outside pitch that Heron swung at ball 4 right there. Brady Van Felt, the designated hitter, number 20. One out, Hannon pitching a gem right now. They've only had 2 base runners, and they got Pedraza in a double play as he took off on a bunt that was not fouled in the air, but popped in the air, and Hannon caught it and fired to first for the out. They left a runner on second in the first inning, did the Hornets. And we got I think it's a 0-2 count. I'm not sure.
Caught myself making sure that our stream is working as we need it to, and following along. 2 balls and a strike, so it was 1-1. It's now 2 balls and a strike.
2-1. There's strike 2 is Van Felt. That's hard to say, man.
It is.
With a V and an F. It's amazing. Van Felt. Say that fast 3 times.
Can't do it.
There's 3-2. Full count. Heron's throwing a lot of pitches so far to the first 2 batters here in this inning. Cooper Benagia, the 7th grader, on deck. Oh, that one's going to hit him in the back. Van Felt. Oh, he didn't mean it.
Yeah,
got hit in the back.
Yeah, there's zero room for that.
So the catcher did a nice job there for the Knights. Justin Richards, he went out and got in between Van Felt and Hannon. But, I mean, you're playing the number 1 seed, 1 out, full count. He's not trying to hit you.
Not in the slightest.
You know, just take your hit and go down to first. A lot of times you don't want the pitcher to even know that it hurt.
Right. You try to get on down there, but look, that's last thing you want to do is put somebody on base.
Yeah, I'm sure it hurt. I mean, it hit him right in the square of the back, it looks like.
They are going to make a pitching
on a fastball
change here.
So let's see. 1-0. Those are easy to see.
Right, those we got. Number 10 coming into the game here.
Number 10 is Hayden Ratcliffe, who came off the bench. And I wonder where Hannon went. Oh, wait, never mind. That's the Hornets. These are the Knights. Number 10 is the shortstop, Caluette. He's now coming into pitch. I'll tell you what, let's take a quick break. We'll run a couple of commercials while he warms up.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Make your burger your style with delicious, hand-pressed, never-frozen AAA Angus beef and tons of fresh, tasty toppings. Fat Burger. Great taste sounds good, doesn't it?
And we're back here in the bottom of the third inning. One out. Runner at first is Van Felt. We've got, let's see, this is Cooper Benagia at the plate now. 34, the catcher. Apparently, he just turned 13.
Yesterday.
Happy birthday.
My goodness.
Cooper.
I'll send a shout out to a couple of folks that are supporting their Hornets tonight. Tina Hensley says, hey, we're from Bevel Oaks around Beaumont, Texas, and they're supporting they're supporting the Good Samaritan team. So glad to see them. Leslie Davis says, go Lane Bounds, watching all the way from Beaumont, Texas. Tina Hensley said she did it, Lane. Pops and Nana watching that. And so cheering along. Paige Nicole says, go Knights. So while you're over here, our new friends that are here, make sure you go up and hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified when we go live tomorrow.
Yeah, and, they're Fred, Texas. We're kind of getting a feel of where they're close to. Sounds like they're close to Beaumont.
Beaumont, yeah.
Which puts these two teams not that far from each other.
Correct.
Lake Charles and Beaumont. The pitcher that came out is number 10, the shortstop, Caden Caluet, who had the big double in the last inning.
Yeah.
Top of the third inning, anyway, to pick up.
It is extremely close to that East Texas, West Louisiana border is Fred, Texas.
And we've got, I think,
40 miles north of Beaumont.
Hannon moved over to shortstop. They just switched spots if you're keeping score at home. So Benagia going to square around a bunt, and he's going to take ball 4. And we've got something working now for the Hornets. So we got runners at first and second with one out, and Carter Benagia coming to the plate.
And Carter came in and did a tremendous job, I believe, as the pitcher in getting
out of that inning.
Hornets team out. Indeed, it seems like they've had the answer. Now, gave up the 2 runs, but have been able to keep it close right here, and that's what you want to do if you're the Hornets.
One out for Carter. And Caluet on the mound's got to find the strike zone. Oh, he's going to throw it. Turned around and saw that the shortstop didn't make it to second, but backed off. And that's a smart move by Caluet to not throw it at the bag because there was nobody there.
But just to hang on to that one, that's correct.
Yeah, well, he noticed where the shortstop was and threw it in that direction. The ball bounced.
And now they're questioning throwing it away from the base right there and seeing if that's a balk, because throwing it over to the shortstop, I don't believe you can do.
Huh.
He's got to be in the vicinity of the bag, and the catcher taking this opportunity to hang out. But
kind of get a shot of that. The catcher just kind of laying down, saying, all right, I'm going to rest the knees.
Y'all figure it out. We'll take an opportunity here. Some of the fans watching in the stands, perhaps, getting a kick out of that. That's actually a pretty good angle of it there, Tom. You did good work. Again, so big hello to Beaumont, Texas.
Yeah, definitely. We've had
still not satisfied with that. They're going to discuss it and say, wait a minute, I just don't think that's altogether right. And I don't believe it is either.
A lot of pause in the game here.
Right.
They know we got to come back for a 9 o'clock game.
And don't forget the pregame festivities start prior to that. And, Tom, you'll be naming an MVP tomorrow.
Oh, that's right, a 446 Sports.
That's right.
What are you watching MVP?
Now they're going to bring in the far side official, it looks like.
Oh, my gosh. I guess we need to run a commercial.
Well, let's just see if we can zoom in and listen a little bit to what's going on down there.
Yeah.
Really not sure that we'll be able to hear anything out of it.
No, but maybe you'll make a short reel and let everybody know what they were talking about.
I can assure you that we'll have the mic'd up officials later on this weekend, and we'll let you know really what they're saying down there.
You can go on and look for the short reel of what the officials were saying in the Lady Eagles game against Calvary.
It's interesting what goes on inside those huddles. Five episodes now of what are they really saying. You can go search us at 446 Sports.
So we've kind of changed positions now. We're not just laying down. Now we're just sitting.
It's just chilling.
But I don't blame him. Ashton Pedraza.
And much love for Caden over there. They're sitting at. And now Coach from the Knights is want to get in. He's like, look, let's move this right along.
Yep,
those two have had. Yeah, that's way more interesting anyway. Is the work that's going on there behind the plate at catcher.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what just happened. So Caden.
And it's not happening here. That should have been a balk. Is what I believe in there as well. And I very well could be incorrect about it, but going over to the unoccupied base or the position player away from the base that far, you can't do it. But needless to say, we're back here, one down in the third.
And back to Carter Benagia at the plate. Cooper at first. Van Pelt at second. If anything, it took Caluet and made him hold because he couldn't throw any balls and keep warm while all that shenanigans was going on. So now you got a 2-0 count.
Shenanigans, you say?
Shenanigans.
Look, this thing is, you got to believe these two teams aren't separated by many miles and know each other well. And
they probably played each other once or twice during the regular season. There's a strike. 2-1.
Just seems to be something like that gets this crowd animated. And I've looked out over the group that made it here from the Knights, the group that made it from the Hornets, and they are some great fan bases.
Got a good crowd. I'll tell you what, I really am impressed with Grace's Field. I mean, I've driven by it many times. There's a shot to second base. Could turn two, but they can't handle it. And they're going to send the runner. Nope, they hold him up as it's cut off by Caluet. But, boy, that was a double play set up for the second baseman and could not handle the hop.
Waiting to happen. I mean, it was right there. And it looked like almost, Tommy, it looked like he went to shovel the ball before he had it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the other thing that he didn't do, he didn't attack the ball. He was waiting on it, and they're going to walk. They're going to walk Sawyer and give him a run.
There were a bases-loaded walk. I thought it was respect when they did it with 2 outs in the first. How do you do that?
Wow. That is something. I'll tell you what, Luke Bounds is coming to the plate. He struck out last time. Only 1 out.
Have you ever seen that at this level?
I haven't seen it at any level with bases loaded. I mean, I saw Dylan Cruz get walked almost every time a couple of series ago.
Bases loaded walk. Wow.
I've never seen it to give up a run to the #1 seed with bases loaded and 1 out.
In a 2-0 game.
And Luke Bounds at the plate, you know he's got to take this. And now, you talk about put a lot of pressure on your pitcher and your defense because you're going, all right, we're going to walk this guy and give up a run. Now they cut the lead in half with only 1 out. 1-1 the count to Bounds. Bounds struck out back in the first.
Look, I'm so bad wanting Bonin to come up again in a meaningful situation that they can't put him on. You know, if it's tied or what have you.
Going to be interesting. He's got a pop in that. It's sure through the net. It doesn't look like it's moving that fast.
No. And look, the frustration starting to set in there now on the pitcher. Had a double play that would have got him out of the inning.
Yeah, with no runs. Now 3-1 the count. Tell you what, the coach better get out there and have a conversation with him. Justin's got an arm. The Richard's the catcher. He's popping that glove.
Get it back there.
Coming back.
He got it back in a hurry.
He's been popping the glove with all of the pitchers.
Now you got to groove one to Bounds because you don't want to walk him.
Yep. Nope. That's the problem with not pitching to Sawyer.
And now we are tied.
We got a tie ball game here in the bottom of the third inning. Bases loaded and still only one out. Wow.
I'm beside myself.
So Pedraza now with a chance. You know, he won't, because he wouldn't take the loss because he came in and stopped the bleeding.
Yeah, the pitcher is off the hook.
Turpin's off the hook.
The pitcher that's there is off the hook. This is Pedraza's ball game now to win or lose.
Well, no, he's not the pitcher anymore.
Oh, that's right. They went to the third pitcher, didn't they? They went to Benaja.
Yeah, Benaja's game to win.
Yep. Look, the frustration is really mounting up.
1-0 the count to Pedraza. Caluette, boy, there were two things. There's a foul ball, make it 1-1, but there's two things that the second baseman didn't do that he should have, and that was, number one, trying to catch the ball on the hop with his glove down. It hopped over him, and you got to go attack the ball so that it doesn't short hop you. There's a shot back to the pitcher, the throw to home, and the fire to first for the double play. Wow, Richard's gunning over the head of the runner.
You talked about the arm that Richard's had on the throws back.
A 1-2-3 double play to get the second out on Carter Benaja, and then Pedraza with the 1-2-3 for the third out. And he didn't even step out. He just fired it because he didn't have that much room. He threw it over the left shoulder of Pedraza, and it was just a strike. That's impressive.
What a day semifinal Friday has turned out to be. This has been a lot of fun.
That's 2 runs on no hits and several walks.
Especially the bases loaded intentional walk.
Yeah. Wow. So we'll go to the top of the 4th inning, and
I want to see him bat.
The Knights.
I've got to see how he swings the bat.
Brady LeBlanc, the 9th batter, he got a single back in the 2nd inning. He'll be at the plate when we come back. You're watching ACEL State Championship Baseball on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we're back live in a really tight ball game going in to the top of the fourth inning between the fourth-seeded Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Knights and the number 1 seed Good Samaritan Fellowship Hornets out of Fred, Texas. The Knights are out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, and we got Brady LeBlanc, the second baseman, number 14, who had a single back in the second inning, will lead us off here in the ninth, facing a different pitcher than what he faced before. This is Benaja.
And Benaja,
Carter Benaja.
The Benaja, the left-hander, came in and really did some work in his time in there, and it's just been a case of hanging around and hanging around.
Yeah, so the Knights gave up 2 runs to the Hornets in the bottom of the third inning. One of them with a intentional walk of Sawyer Bonin with bases loaded, and gave up the run instead of facing Bonin. I guess they figured he's such a really good hitter, and we've had some people, text up here to the press box.
Well, you can go back and watch last year's game that he pitched in the championship game, the one they lose, it just would not end. Sawyer Bonin, the real deal, without a doubt.
But they went back and watched some video of him in games hitting, and I think the coaches said, hey, look, we'll give up 1 run instead of giving up 2 or 3, or maybe a grand slam home run and give up 4 in 1 at bat.
Right.
And it turned out to be a smart play. Even though they walked in the second run, they're still in it, and they got the leadoff runner, Brady LeBlanc, to take a walk off of Carter Benaja.
So back in the old days of slow pitch softball, what I played many, many years ago, had a guy from Grant Parish that came in and could hit the ball a ton, walked up to the plate. He hits a home run as long as I've seen. Comes up the next at-bat, hits it longer than that. His third at-bat, they're going to put him on. And I'll finish that here, yeah. Third at-bat, they're going to put him on. And he said, look, it's slow pitch softball. Let me bat. He says, I'll turn around and bat left-handed if you pitch to me. He does it, hits it even further than that. It's just incredible. These guys that hit the ball, they hit the ball.
That reminds me of a story, and I'll tell it in a second. Andrew Hannon, who was the pitcher that started out for the Knights, walked in the first, singled in the second, and here he is in the fourth as with a runner at first and nobody out with an opportunity, but he hadn't seen a pitch yet from Carter Benaja. There's the first one outside, ball 1. So that it's not hitting but pitching, something somewhat similar. And that is, hang on, here's the second pitch. There's a long fly ball to left field, and that is off the wall, and they're going to send him home, and the throw doesn't get there. He's got to go back. The ball is not caught by the catcher.
Had him out.
And Brady LeBlanc, who stumbled around third, thought he should have gone back, but he got up and said, I'm committed. And the catcher can't hang on to the throw home.
Had him out by 5 steps.
So errors costly for both teams in this game. The error at second base that was a setup double play,
and
ideal double play, gets
so what
by
happens
the second
there
base.
Is they had everybody shifted over, and it was just pulled down the line. Wow.
It was deep, too. They're going to bunt it, and there it is. It hits the ground first, and that's bobbled, and he's not going to get. Carter cannot pick it up, and he's going to get the first, does Luke Pickle, as the Knights find themselves in their own pickle right now.
Look, I'm telling you, we've seen Luke Pickle run the football. We've seen him run down the field playing soccer, and we've seen him just execute a beautiful bunt right there. Bobbled around because I think pitcher Benaja knew the speed of Pickle, and look, they're looking to get some runs back. They are bought into their coach saying, you know what, we're going to walk Bonin, but we're going to put some things together offensively.
So LeBlanc scores and cuts, gives them the 3-2 lead. They get one of the runs back. Hannon standing at third with nobody out. Pickle at first with the error on the pitcher.
And watch him get down to second base how quickly. Now he's going to have to commit, and you may see some action. You see him on the right side of your screen under the walk-ons logo now is how big of a lead that Pickle has, and that'll cause Benaja to step off.
Cameron Miller, the left fielder, number 17, at the plate for the Knights with nobody out. See if he'll lay down a bunt. He's showing bunt. See if he's committed to it. And he pulls the bat back on the outside pitch. 1-0. So I was going to tell you, Russ Springer, you remember Russ?
Absolutely, I do. I fouled him off once in Summer League.
Russ, there you go. It was a slow pitch?
It was my claim to fame. Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no, I got around on it late.
So Russ Springer, a heck of a pitcher for Grant High School. Oh, inside pitch. The throw faked down, and everybody Hannon stays, but
so
Pickle
Russ
goes down
Springer.
second. So Russ is in high school. He's a senior pitching at Grant, and Skip Burtman was the head coach of the LSU Tigers and doing good things. Russ would be part of that baseball team and go on to have a terrific pro career. And there's a bunt. They're trying to squeeze. They're going to go to first, and he's dropped. He's going to be safe. And Hannon comes in and scores while Pickle goes to third. And Miller hustling down the baseline, and the first baseman cannot hang on to the ball.
The bunt will absolutely put pressure on a defense, and that's what you do. You go get them. And here comes Eli, who re-entered the game. If you'll remember, he had the hit, pinch ran for him, and now he's back in there as Eli Long. So, Russ,
well, he got
Burtman.
E4 got him on, but he put bat on the ball after the ball getting on him in the first with a hit batsman. Yeah, so Russ, Burtman's out at Grant High School watching Russ throw, and he's right-handed pitcher, 90-plus miles an hour.
Absolutely was, yes.
As a senior in high school, and the head coach, I don't know who it was at the time, but he's just burning it. And he's going, oh, Burtman's telling the coach, man, this kid's good. And he goes, hey, wait. And he says, Russ, switch it up. So Russ, somebody runs out, gives Russ another glove, and Russ throws him his glove. And the next thing you know, he's standing up on the mound throwing left-handed.
I didn't know he did that.
And he's throwing the ball 90-plus miles an hour left-handed. And Coach Burtman's like, wow. So afterwards, Coach Burtman gets an opportunity to just say hello. And he goes, throwing 90 miles an hour from both sides? How long you been doing that? And he said, Coach, I've been amphibious all my life.
It took a long time to get there on that one. Long time. I got you.
Hey, that's Burtman's joke.
That is.
Meanwhile, Miller takes second. 1-0 the count. Runners in scoring position. They got the 2 runs back. That ball was inside the long. And Levi wanting to hit the ball long. If he can put it deep, they can get another run.
Levi, yep. I called him Eli. Sorry about that, Levi.
If he gets it really deep, he can put 3 more on the board. Talk about make the Hornets a little jittery.
Tom, I asked you the question I asked you back in the third. How long do you go without getting Sawyer Bonin into the game
well,
on the hill?
I tell you what, they get these 2 runs in, they're probably going to put him on the hill. I mean, because now you just got 2 runs in the bottom of the third, and you gave them back up. Of course, errors, big key, costing you. Carter's not pitching poorly.
How much confidence do you have in your team to know that they're going to respond this way after you went out and a bases-loaded walk?
Yeah. Oh, man. There's a ball 4 walked along. And now you got the bases juice with Caluet, the pitcher, coming to the mound.
Now you cannot run for long this time.
They're going to send.
Can't run for him because that would be his second time out of the game.
Send the catcher out to Carter. That's like the movie Twins.
Indeed it is.
And it's just by age, that's all.
Just turned 13.
In fact, I believe that's brothers right there.
Tom, this is what I tell you.
That was Cooper going out to Carter to give him a little encouragement. So you got brother throwing to brother.
The heart of a catcher.
I'm going to look at that paper real quick and find out how old Carter is. There's a strike.
Nifty-looking fastball in there.
How long has Cooper been catching Carter? Since he's like 5? So Cooper Benagia 7th grader, and Carter Benaja, who's pitching right now, is a junior, finishing up his junior year.
The junior left-hander threw that one outside, evens the count of the ball and a strike.
And he's firing it in there, man. There's a off-speed pitch. I think that was supposed to curve in, and it didn't. It just stayed outside. So 2-1. No room for a walk here for Benaja to give Caluet. Caluet, who is the pitcher now, who was just showing some frustration on the mound, can now put his team up big with a hit if he can get it, or just add another run.
You know, Tom, in pregame we talked about everybody wanted to see this Hornets-Patriots matchup for the championship except that team in the orange, and they're doing everything they can to get in the way of it.
That's right. There's strike 2 on the outside. They better realize that that's going to be a strike all night long, because it has been up to this point. 3-2 the count for Caluet. This is runners will be going, and that's ball 4 is low. And now they walk one in, and that's 3 runs. So they've not only matched what the Hornets put on the board in the bottom half of the third, but they've bettered it by another run, and they have no outs.
Hoffpower stands in there, and again, we visited with Mama Hoffpower earlier in this one. You know, she's on the edge of her seat.
Hoffpower takes ball 1 low. Hoffpower, Andrew, the third baseman, struck out in the first inning to end the inning with bases loaded, and he walked back in the third. So he's got bases loaded now and nobody out. And that one almost hit him.
I thought it got him.
The pass ball, nobody running. 2-0 the count. So Hoffpower, who struck out to end the inning and leave them with no runs, even though they had bases loaded, could really help his team out right here.
That one getting back to the fence, there was no need to take that chance to get home. You've put up 3 runs. Do not run yourself out of an inning.
That's right. Not with as close as that back wall is to home plate. 2-0. That's a soccer from Ted Lasso that they're doing right now.
That's right.
There's a shot up the middle, a double play, mishandled, got to go to first. Scooped up for the out, 1 out, but it'll get a run.
Well, that infield, Tom, was drawn in, so they were not at double play depth. Don't believe they'd have had the double play no matter what. They were set to try to get the play, to get the runner at home, cut that one off. The infielders will play in. They actually all around they were in.
So Miller scores. Hoffpower is out with the 6-3 play for the first out.
And that is 4 runs this inning.
4 runs this inning. Justin Richards, the catcher, had a single and then hit into a double play last inning. Fortunately for him, he can't hit into a double play this time unless he lines out and they throw somebody out.
But how about that play defensively from behind the dish when he steps out and throws on that double play to end the last inning?
That's right. Well, you know, that's exactly how Richards was thrown out to end the double play last inning. It was third base to home, and then the catcher throwing to first to get him out. So Cooper, that ball goes right through his glove. You better check that for a hole.
Looking off of that back fence. It's like pinball in there, the way that ball just snaps back up towards the catcher.
Yeah, I believe that's Long, Levi Long over at third. He's not going to be running in.
No, not at all.
There's 3-0 the count. I'm looking for another pitcher right now. Nothing against Carter, but you know.
How much longer? I mean, you're already down 4. How much further do you go?
Yeah, I don't think you can go. If he goes bases loaded, I think you got to bring him in, and we go to a commercial break. But bases loaded, if you walk him, and then you got Alvarado coming in. I mean, I know you're hoping for a double play. If that's the case, you got to bring the infield in. There's strike 1.
Or up there hacking 3-0.
You know, he's been throwing the ball high and outside. I mean, you almost have to just say fired in there, and if he hits it, he hits it.
Right.
But you can't throw balls if you're a Hornets. There's a ball down third baseline. He's got to play it home if he makes it. Cooper's got him.
It's not a
Levi
force.
Long, pulls up, which is the sportsmanship that you have. Back in my day, there's a throw down to second. Now they got a runner at third, and they're not paying attention. And they're going to go ahead and get the run as Richards makes it down to second. The fielder's choice got Levi Long for the second out. But Calumet paying attention as Richards went down to second, and on the throw down that Cooper made, Calumet scores for the 5th run in the inning.
Now 7-2. You see it on your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard in the top of the 4th.
Nathan Alvarado, the right fielder, at the plate now. And like I said, I mean, he didn't really get a lot on the ball. The play was right coming in home. Cooper shouldn't have thrown the ball, but they should have gotten the ball back to the mound real quick to keep everybody at first and third. But they just got to fire it in on strikes. You just got to throw it down the middle and say, hey, look, if you can hit it, hit it. But he's throwing the ball hard. There it is. 2-1. You just got to go challenge the hitters right now and say, I'm going to throw you my best. Let's see what you got.
Chuck's made it home. He's done for the evening.
Oh,
we see him laid up in the recliner.
Look at the smile. He knows he's smiling because we're still up.
Because we're here. That's why he likes softball compared to baseball.
Well, this is a game right here. But we're only in the 4th. 3-1 to count.
7-2, a 5 spot in the 4th by the Knights, and my goodness.
2 outs. Runner at second.
Stepping off there is Benajan again. No wind. The flag's starting to move just a little bit, but it is just dead air out there tonight.
We're going to have to see. Who's going to call me if it's raining in the morning and the games are kind of postponed to see what happens?
We will do that. Executive Director.
There's a shot. That's going to be in, and that's going to score Richards from second as the ball comes in as Alvarado gets a single.
And can you hear those Knights? They are fired up. The Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Knights, and there's going to be the long walk out to the mound.
Yep. You got it 6th spot here in the top of the 4th, and I think he waited too late. Although the game's not over. We've got 4 innings left to play for the Hornets.
They've got 4 at-bats left to the Hornets, and they hit the baseball.
The problem is my scorebook is messed up now. Because that was the 9th batter of the inning, Alvarado, and now we're back to Brady LeBlanc, who led off with a walk.
Looks like they are going to the center field of the young man that was out in center field in this one, we believe.
That's Luke Pickle. No, wait. That's
the book.
Knights.
Nope. No, for the Hornets.
Yeah, for the Hornets. Yep. Center field. I don't know. It's all messed up.
He stays on the mound. Does Benaja?
Because Benaja was in center field.
Benaja's still on the hill. They did not make the change.
Okay.
And now he's coming back.
So I'm not sure who they put out in center field. I mean,
nope, he's still there. Yeah. But we are back, the 10th man to bat this inning, Tom.
The 10th, yep.
Number 14, Brady LeBlanc.
Brady LeBlanc, who led off the inning with a walk and scored. Six runs in here in the top of the 4th inning for the Knights. Pitch is low. Alvarado on first with the fielder's choice. Oh, no, he had a single out to left field. It was Richards that had the fielder's choice that ended up at second. That pitch is inside.
Getting down to second base.
Got by Cooper. Benaja off his glove.
I'm telling you, I am very impressed by the work being done. There is a lot of momentum and confidence in the orange.
Yeah, I mean, we go back and we were talking about what a big move it was to walk Sawyer Bonin. There's strike one, 2-1 the count with bases loaded to give up just 1 run.
Just another day at the office is all it was.
Yep. You can bet now with an 8-2 lead.
He'll not swing the bat at all tonight.
He won't see a pitch if he gets another chance. There's a ball hit out to first base. He'll take it himself. and make the out as Alvarado gets down to third. So LeBlanc moves Alvarado down on the fielder's choice.
What a great ovation by that Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Knights fan base.
That's the second out. Oh, no.
No, that's it.
That's the third out. Yep, so that ends it right there. Just enough to mess up that whole.
Just one batter did it.
One batter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs on one hit.
One hit?
Yeah, because there were fielder's choices or errors that allowed all these base runners. You know,
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Make your burger your style with delicious, hand-pressed, never-frozen AAA Angus beef and tons of fresh, tasty toppings. Fat Burger. Great taste sounds good, doesn't it?
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Leading off for the Hornets, number 47, Dawson Turpin.
Great job by the PA announcer here letting us know who's got things going on, and we move to the bottom of the floor, Tommy.
Dawson Turpin, number 47. Not sure where he's playing yet. I think it might be at shortstop or center field when they moved everybody around. But Calumet back out on the mound for the Knights.
Let me tell you, there is not a bit of quit in this Hornets team. They are going to continue to battle, and they'll turn this back into a game.
Well, they're not 15-1 for nothing. There's a shot making the second baseman dive to his left, and that's going to get through. And Turpin, maybe the start that the Hornets needed for a single. And on first brings up Brett Boudreaux, the second baseman, number 16.
That is number 16, Brett Boudreaux.
What a game plan that the Knights had to not let Sawyer Bonin beat them. Coach Marcus Wade has had that, and he stuck to it. He did it in the first inning, did it with the bases loaded.
Yep. I mean, the game's not over yet, but it's panning out as his team had his back. Richard's got a gun, so, you know, Turpin and these Hornets need to pay attention when they're on the base paths.
Richards doing a good job behind the dish. Richards.
Yeah.
Not Richards.
That's right. The throw over by Calumet is not in time.
Tom working a little bit of camera work there, too. Double duty.
Yeah, we're kind of quadruple dutying.
You're right.
Both of us. 2-0 the count.
And Chuck just sitting back smiling. He says, it takes two of y'all to do it, and I did it with one of me.
Yeah.
He has softball. It's different.
Chuck, I'm going to need you to repair my stream deck. I wonder, could you put a new line in it, a new cord? Can you do that?
Chuck can do just about anything. He's the MacGyver of sports production.
Well, I need him to pull a MacGyver on this line for the Stream Deck.
He needs chewing gum, fishing line, and a paper clip.
And a bomb.
Right, and he'll have it for you.
Oh, no, that's not MacGyver.
No,
that was the Saturday Night Live.
Gosh, that got dark in a hurry.
That's Saturday Night Live when they made fun of MacGyver. There's a shot over in between third and short. A nice pickup. And he throws the ball wildly. Was that at second or the first?
He was throwing it to second from deep in the hole and got past and out into right field. And this is how you
let him back in.
That's exactly right.
Logan Herron, the right fielder, number 6, coming up as the third batter, and he's got runners in scoring position. There was no way that they were going to be able to make a play. That's not Calumet. I think it's either Turpin or whoever they put out there at second for the Knights.
Told you at the start of this inning, that Good Samaritan fellowship team is not done on this evening.
Yeah, Good Samaritan doesn't want to be a Good Samaritan
right,
in
not
this
on
inning,
this night.
do they?
They are looking to get back in it. Had some soul searching. Coach Kirk and that group got together in between innings and said, "Hey, let's go to work here."
Well, they gave them a lot, you know,
They did.
like Good Samaritans would in the bottom half of the top half of the fourth inning, with a couple of errors that led to the 6 runs. But now the Knights give an error right there on the throw. He's kind of caught. I mean, he should just eat that and just be happy that he made the stop and held the runners at first and second. But the errant throw lets him move on.
Snap throw down to third, not in time.
Yeah, Richard's popping it down there. Third baseman able to stop it from going into the outfield. Herron with a 3-0 count. We may see Bonin.
We won't see him bat.
No, but, well, may get a shot at another bases loaded, but I bet you they walk him again. There's a shot down the first baseline, foul, 3-1. That would have been interesting. Levi Long grabbing that ball. If it were in foul territory, he was right at the bag.
Right.
You would not have wanted your runner to take off at that point. Boy, there's a lot of talk going on.
A lot of discussion. And Coach discussing with him that he missed the sign is what it looked like. Getting an adjustment there as the water cascades.
Sorry about that. I got to move my mic.
That's right.
It's a water fountain.
3-1 the count here, and a throw over to third, not in time. Anytime you have a throw over to a base, you're going to hear balk from somebody in the stands, and, of course, you get it there.
Right fielder Logan Herron at the plate with nobody out, runners on second and third. And there's ball 4.
And that loads him up.
Not helping himself out. I think they're going to make a pitching change here. I think Calumet ready to step out and go back. So they will. It looks like they're going to pull third baseman in. That would be Andrew Hoffpower, number 4, it looks like. We'll make sure. Which then Calumet, who was at shortstop, will go over and replace him at third base.
Look, very impressed with the performance of that young man holding this this number 1 ranked Good Samaritan team out of Fred, Texas, 40 miles north of Beaumont. We found out a lot of falling off of that mound there, and that is number 4.
But his hat stayed on.
Right, so there's that.
Bases loaded, nobody out, and Hoffpower coming to the plate. You could tell, I mean, that was a no-brainer of a decision because Calumet didn't want it anymore. He was ready to give it up. And, and he, you know, that's not a negative.
No, not at all. It's just, hey, look, I've given it all I've got. Let's go out there and let's keep this thing going. Bring in some fresh arms. Now it's somebody, Tom, that they haven't seen before. You'd had a couple of trips through the lineup against Calumet, and now you have a new opportunity.
Yeah, you got Brady Vandevelt number 20, the designated hitter that is due up. Wondering if it's him. I haven't seen his number yet, if he's going to make it. But he got hit by a pitch square in the back the last time up. And he ended up scoring one of the 2 runs.
Good work being done by this young man, number 4. That is Andrew Hoffpower. Throwing good strikes. He's all around the strike zone. And just adds a different dilemma to what, or a different delivery to what we saw a little earlier. And that's what you want to do. You want to vary the looks that come to these batters.
He's got some speed on those pitches. So, I mean, we'll see if he comes in and challenges Vandeveld. You're going to have an infield playing in that they're going to probably throw in to home. But if it's to short or second, you've got the possibility. Well, actually, you got a possibility of double play with Richards behind the plate, or Richards.
Richards, yeah, anywhere you go. You almost think you want to leave the middle infielders back at double play depth and bring your corner infielders in where they can maybe cut something off and go home to first with a play.
That makes sense. Well,
and
if it goes down the first baseline, if they're playing back, which is what they do, they got the corners in.
Playing even with the bag so they can cut something off and get a runner at home. But the infield, the middle infield back at double play depth.
Infielders will not be able to cover first. Oh, that ball bounces way early. They got a runner. They can run him back. They got to run back to second.
But nobody's at first.
And keep an eye. Levi Long will make the out, but that was a mistake.
The runner came home from third right there.
Yep. Levi should have thrown the ball to first base to get the out. Now they're throwing back to second. They're trying to pay attention to him.
Didn't mean to step on the call there, Tom, but had a runner coming home that whole time.
So the runner at first is out for first base.
Well, somebody's on first. I don't know that anybody's out, Tom.
Are they saying he didn't make the tag?
Yep, called him safe.
Well, that's even worse. Levi should have thrown that ball because they had the second baseman covering. But because he committed to the tag, he was caught running away from home and couldn't turn around and fire it home. So heads up by Turpin to go in and score the run to make it 8-3 and cut the lead to 5.
And that all started with that pitch that he hung on to a little bit, did Hoffpower, and it bounced about 30 feet in front of the mound.
Yeah, it hit the grass and bounced over it. Never made it to the turf. That's artificial turf.
Looks like dirt. They call it the derf here.
So 4-pitch walk puts Vandeveld at first, advances Boudreaux to third, and Herron over to second. And still nobody out. And you got Cooper Benaja coming to the plate, who scored in the last inning as he was walked. So you got the two Benaja brothers.
What an interesting inning this is.
And Bonin. There's a pitch. That had a little movement on it. Had Benaja backing out.
Take Hoffpower second to get settled in. Gave up the run. But, goodness, he's got to get adjusted to that mound quick.
Boy, the 13-year-old not afraid to be on the inside of the box. There's a line drive that's going to get by the first baseman and nowhere to go. Trying to go to second for the force out, and Cooper gets the single over the first baseman. That scores Boudreaux, and they've got 2 runs back. They cut the lead in half as everybody advances.
And you're going to have
you got Carter Benaja at the plate, number 7, and Bonin on deck.
Yep, and we know what's going to happen when Bonin comes up.
Unless they can get a triple play, Bonin will be at the plate with probably with bases loaded or somebody in scoring position. One and 0 the count. 6-4. 2 runs in the inning and nobody out.
8-4.
8-4. We're going to be here till midnight, Doug.
Yep, we've already extended the broadcast a little bit.
There's a strike. 1-1 to count. My poor dogs.
Oh, that's right, because Cindy's out.
Yeah. My poor floor.
That's more like it.
Poor me that has to clean it up when I get home. I did put them out before I left.
So Mrs. 446 Sports is at home tonight with our 4 dogs, and she is dog sitting for 2 more for my youngest son who's down in Baton Rouge. He and his wife brought their 2 dogs over, so we got 6 in the house tonight.
I may have to leave my dogs outside tomorrow.
There you go.
If it's not raining and we play. Oh, that was a nice pitch on the outside, but ball 3-1. Richard's not happy with that. Did you see the ball go back?
Yeah, he's not pleased at all, and dangerously close to what will be the first of 2 bases-loaded walks, I believe.
I would say so. There's ball 4.
There's one. Now watch the other one come right behind it.
Yeah, should walk up without your bat.
Yep.
Base on balls.
And you're looking
at Sawyer Bonin coming to the plate. He's been intentionally walked twice, the last time with bases loaded, and they're going to do it again. He's coming out.
Now he's going
to go talk to the pitcher. I guess you can intentionally walk somebody every time he gets up to the plate.
Sure you can.
Got to go talk to Hoffpower.
Speaking of that, we appreciate Jason Hawk for sponsoring 446 Sports all year long. 442 Talk. Just call them up, talk to Hawk, and save some money on your insurance. See that nice segue?
Yeah. Hey, there's BU Designs.
That's right.
Got to thank them for being a sponsor.
They make all of our MVP plaques that we give out, and they make tumblers and mugs, and she makes dinner. So there's that.
And if you're in town,
that's right.
And live here locally, take a look at all those sponsors up in the right-hand corner. Wallace Eye Center, who does our school board, Insight Audio, Video,
Keep
and
a look at what they're
security.
going to do here with Sawyer Bonin. Bases loaded again, and
goes.
they're going to put him on.
They gave it to him.
And that is the second bases loaded intentional walk to Sawyer Bonin. You got half the crowd cheering and half of them booing, but that's an RBI walk.
That brings up Lane Bounds, who hit into a double play. It was a 1-2-3 double play, pitcher to catcher to first base. There's only no outs.
Look at Coach Kirk out there telling his guy, you go out there and you make them pay for this. Protect Bonin.
So Cooper Benaja at third, Carter at second, and Bonin at first. And we got a 2-run ball game. There's a shot back to the pitcher. Got to go home. The throw to first in time for the double play. So once again, a 1-2-3 double play, and it pays off for the coach.
I have seen enough to see it all after this.
Carter Benaja goes to third and Bonin to second. And Easton Pedraza.
That is 2 RBI on bases loaded walks.
Yep.
Intentional walks for Sawyer Bonin.
Pedraza comes to the plate with 2 outs. And the Hornets put 4 across the plate to cut the lead to 8-6, cut the lead to 2. So the tying run is at second in Bonin, who was intentionally walked twice with the bases loaded. Pedraza, the 9th hitter in the inning with a 2-0 count.
I guarantee you that will make it on our YouTube reels, our YouTube shorts.
Jacobs with a heck of a throw over to first, had to throw it to the outside, and a great play by Levi Long to make the catch with the ball coming over the shoulder. That's twice now he's had to catch the ball coming over the shoulder and stay on the bag. Inside pitch is a strike, 2-1 to count to Pedraza. Tom Hoffpower can't afford to walk him. You got to end this inning right here, right now.
The work of both catchers has been spot on tonight.
Oh, yeah, there's a foul ball over the right field fence. The foul line. 2-2 the count. 2 outs. And Ashton Pedraza. Hoffpower with the pitch. Oh, he held up. 3-2.
That was goodness. You almost think they might have appealed that one, but nothing doing.
Yeah, no, it was outside, and he didn't go. But a 3-2 count, and the runners won't be running because there's not bases loaded.
And we're just in the 4th.
They don't have to run. There's a pitch. Oh, wow. That curveball just missing. I'm not sure why. But, man, that ruins the book as we go to another.
That book has been shattered.
Another stanza.
Somewhere Chuck's sitting at home just chuckling away.
Dawson Turpin, who started the inning with a single to right field, that ball gets by Richards. You know, the pitcher needs to go ahead and run all the way in. If I'm looking at that, if there's any speed down the third baseline, you might take off, as they are just kind of thinking nobody's going to run because of the short distance between home plate and the fence, the back wall. There's a throw down to third by Jacobs.
Be careful doing that right now because you don't want to chunk one into the outfield.
2-0 the count. Can't afford to walk. It'll cut the lead to 1. Hoffpower needs to just come on in, but it's a hitter's count. There's a shot going down to third base. He's got to attack it. He can't make the play, and the error will score the run. That is Carter Benaja coming in to cut the lead to 8-7 as they put 5 across the plate in the inning. Sawyer Bonin at third, Pedraza over to second, and the E5 puts Turpin at first.
2 runs for the Knights in the top of the second. They get 6 in the top of the 4th to take a big 8-2 lead, but now 5 more by the Hornets in the bottom 4th. And I told you the Hornets were not going away, Tom.
Nope. So either the number 1 seed, Brett Boudreaux, the number 16 at the plate, going to take one with bases loaded, and that's going to tie the game.
Oh, mercy, time to get out the sleeping bags, and we're going to be here a while, gentlemen.
Hit by a pitch. Boudreaux at first, Turpin at second, Pedraza at third, and the intentional walk to Bonin has him scoring. He didn't score the last time when they held him to 2 runs in the third, but he scored here in the 4th. When we got Logan Herron coming to the plate with bases loaded and 2 outs.
And a pitching change looks like we're not sure who they're going to unless that's Long. I see Levi out there with him, but it doesn't look like they're going to Levi.
So
not sure where they're going unless they sent the catcher in.
So Hoffpower was at third. Looks like he's going to go to short. Or he was at shortstop, excuse me. He's going to go back to short. And they're going to bring in Richards.
Yep.
We talked about that.
You saw the arm that he had.
You know, he was making that call to to his coach 2 batters ago.
Right.
And he was looking at the coach, and he was doing something with his right hand, and I couldn't tell what he was doing. I think it was right after the Sawyer was walked. What'd they do with Bounds?
Then they got the ground out double play that went 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
on the double play.
But he was going in, and it might have been with Herron. Anyway, I don't know. But he was asking for to be put in the game to pitch. So what is this? Number 7, Alvarado, the right fielder. Is that a 3 or a 7?
Maybe a 3. That's a 3.
So that is Andrew Hannon, who left short.
He started on the hill.
He started as pitcher, moved to short when they brought in Calumet. Yeah, and now he'll go to catcher to replace Richards. All right, that's a lot of movement.
And
he'll face Logan Herron, the right fielder.
Chuck said he moved our broadcast cutoff time back to 12:30. So that's going to be a.
I want him up when he's got to move it to 1.
Right? No kidding.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after these messages.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Up to bat for the Hornets is number 6, Logan Herring.
Back here, and we may need a refresh somehow. Let's no, we don't. We somehow, I think I hit that. Let me get the Knights back up there to 8 where they belong. Don't know how that happened.
So we are back. We are still in the bottom of the 4th inning as Logan Herron, the right fielder, is up with bases loaded and 2 outs, and Richards on the mound, moving from catcher to pitcher. We've talked about how strong his arm is. He's been throwing down to first and third, and I don't think he's had a pickoff at second attempt at all, but he's tried to pick him off at first and third, and he's hit 2 double plays with the throw home, and he gets the strike with the fake bunt by Herron.
Yeah, I don't think that was anything any more than just saying, hey, let's see if I can coax another bases loaded walk out of you guys.
And you know what? I think he's been overthrowing, trying to throw really hard heat. And that time he took a little bit off and threw a strike, and now he's got
same as
that outside strike zone, 1 and 2. A strikeout here would be huge to leave the bases loaded and take the tie into the top of the 5th. There it is. Oh, man, that was a strike. Last pitch.
That misses somewhere that we're not aware of. Goodness. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Tied up game, 8-8. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 4th. Wow.
Here's the pitch. A little high. Full count.
Tom, you might give up your softball calling and come out and play some baseball. This is good stuff.
It is good stuff, but I like my Lady Eagles.
That's right. Games are quicker.
There it is. Oh, man, inside. I'll agree with that. Bases loaded walk to Herron.
And for the
moves
first time,
everybody.
First time tonight.
Pedraza gives the Hornets the lead as they now have crossed the plate here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They have a 9-8 lead with 2 outs. And Brady Vanderbilt hit by a pitch and walked in the 3rd, and here in the 4th inning he walked earlier.
Richards unable to find.
Richards needs to get his head on straight. He's letting the calls get to him. It's not a good thing.
But we've not found any success on the inside at all in either game. It's all been outer half.
Yep. Took a lot off. I mean, you could just tell.
Yeah.
But one of these is going to get hammered. There's a second strike.
And you're right, there is not a lot of, what do they call it these days, velo on that one.
No, not at all. And when he needs to throw it for a strike, you can just see it. You can read it and be ready to hammer it. And he can't get it. Vanderbilt goes down swinging, but not before the Hornets put 7 on the board to take a 9-8 lead as we go to the top of the 5th inning. We'll recap it when we come back.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK.
Put everything up, and I'm carrying my stuff out. I'm in the parking lot, and the bus is driving off. And I'm running through the parking lot, carrying my stuff because it's on a roller. I get to the street, and right as the bus driver is waving down. I'm like, oh, we thought everybody was.
And we're back to the top of the fifth, getting ready to get things going here.
Top of the fifth inning, we've got, move it over. This is the Andrew Hannon.
Up on the top of the fifth is number 3.
Number 3 at the plate. And I don't know where he's playing right now. He was pitching, but he's not anymore. I think he's back at shortstop. There's a shot. Going to get through.
To the
and
wall.
He's going to go all the way to the wall, and he's at second. Is he going to try for third? And the overthrow is going to allow him to get to third. So he gets the double, and not being able to hit the cutoff gives him third base.
It looked like the left fielder and center fielder were looking at each other to go up and get the ball. Neither one of them got it, and he got back to the fence, which led to that leadoff triple.
And Luke Pickle, center fielder, number 23, coming to the plate.
Number 23.
Luke was walked in the first inning, flied out the left in the second, and an error on the throw by the first baseman, not being able to handle it, put him on back in the fourth. So here in the fifth, he's got a chance to tie the game, and he leaves the bat out on a high outside pitch.
You'll remember back in his last at-bat, he laid that bunt down. It bobbled up as what got him over there at first base. So just trying to put the ball on the ground and let his legs get him down to first.
Yeah, I put the error on the pitcher on the throw. Was not, hits the catcher, pops out down the third baseline. I think Hannon's still trying to catch his breath.
I believe he's not going anywhere.
1-1 to count to Pickle. There's, ooh, wow. Low, 2-1. Wouldn't it be something, right off the bat for the Knights
to tie
it up after giving up 7?
Indeed.
There's that Ted Lasso. There's a shot to third base. Hannon does a nice job to hang on, and a great throw over to first.
Good work over there.
5-3 for the out.
At third base by Sawyer, who just fields that, looks the runner back, and fires over to first for the out.
Now batting number 17, Cameron Miller.
Cameron Miller, an E3, got him on base, and he scored. Almost everybody scored for both teams in the last inning.
Yeah, 13 runs put up in the 4th inning alone.
Miller flied out to left field in the first, struck out in the second. And I think he laid down a bunt that was misplayed on the throw by the first baseman, didn't.
Indeed, if you'll remember, that's when they started to play small ball.
Yep. One and two the count. Miller getting a little piece of that one. Almost 11 o'clock. 10:46 or 47.
It is a late one. Congratulations to B.J. Ojolari, drafted 41st by the Arizona Cardinals.
Ah, is he the first LSU player?
First Tiger taken.
Okay. I forgot the draft was on today.
It was. No Tigers taken in the first round. That ends a streak of 5 years in a row.
And Ojolari, they're just. Oh, it's missed. He's got to throw it down to first. Nobody there. Oh, he's safe.
Look at him stick his hand in there. Wow.
Hannon slides under the tag of Carter Benaja as Cooper got the ball home. Meanwhile, on the strikeout, because of the ball in the dirt and missed, Miller makes it to first. So nobody, still one out. Pickles out.
And we are tied.
Yep, Levi Long coming up, hacking 0-1 to count. We got a 9-9 ball game here in the top of the 5th.
Of course we do.
Levi crowding that plate on the inside because the outside pitch has been called. There's a shot, and they had the runner moving, which had the shortstop going in, and they're going to score. They're going to at least try to score with Miller from first. He's going to get in without a throw, and Levi Long will make it into second.
I'm telling you, Levi has been up there hammering that baseball today. And the Knights take the lead back.
Yeah, he was hit by a pitch in the first inning, and E4 got him on base, and then he was out on a fielder's choice and another fielder's choice in the 4th, and that hard shot got by the shortstop as he was running to cover.
That was the perfect piece of
on the hit and run. Caluet, now the shortstop, no longer the pitcher of record.
I don't know who's the pitcher of record anymore.
It's Richards.
He's a catcher that has been great, and now he's in line for the win.
For the win, if they can keep the lead.
But there's a lot of baseball to go.
I'll tell you what, he's not going to be in line for the win if there's left his bat out, caught a piece of it. They call it a ball? That must have hit the catcher's equipment. Sounded like it hit the bat.
It hit something, yeah.
2-1. Wonder if we're going to have a conference. Conference for everything. One out. There's a shot to the shortstop. Going to be scooped up and off the glove of the third baseman. Long going to make it to third because there's nobody there to cover. Errors hurting both teams.
I don't think that anybody knew where they wanted to go.
Yeah, you almost have to call him off. I mean, third baseman was almost at second when he was grabbing that ball or trying to. That was certainly the shortstop's ball.
Up next is number 4, Andrew Hoffpower.
Hoffpower, strikeout victim in the first, walked in the second, and had a 6-3 play, hit to the shortstop and throwing out at first. They're going to take second.
Without
is Caluet. Yeah. He's got the speed, so there's really no way they're going to catch him. Now they got 2 runners in scoring position where the 2 runs have crossed the plate, and they have a 10-9 lead.
This looks like just a big heavyweight fight with two sluggers going at each other.
Yeah, Rocky and Apollo Creed.
Right.
Cut me, Mick.
That one rattled off of the backstop here right below us. Contains the press box, the restrooms, the storage shed, and the concession stand, all right here behind home plate.
Both of them are going to be on the mat at the end. It's just who stands up first, grabbing the ropes, trying to get up. Hoffpower with a shot. That's going to be
to the fence.
Oh, that's going to be an inside the park home run for Hoffpower as a left field. Oh, no. Boy, the center field. Was that the center fielder who finally got there?
It is. This ain't softball, Tommy. This ain't softball.
Hey, he was playing so far up. That's all right. 2 runners scored.
Indeed they did. What a shot by Hoffpower in that one, and that is going to close. Looks like it's going to shut things down on Benaja, but you never know.
Are you going to finally bring in Sawyer Bonin? Are you going to say we can come back?
Looking what will be the 4th pitcher of the evening. And look, Sawyer coming in to give it a ball.
Yeah.
And coach saying, no, I'm not.
But you're just in the top of the 5th.
But you cannot let any more runs come in, and there you go.
They're going to give it to him. They're going to have to put him on a pitch count.
You got to
make it to tomorrow.
You got to get to tomorrow.
You got 1 out, runner at second, and 4 runs have crossed the plate already. 2 runs in the second, 6 in the 4th, and 4 here in the 5th to take a 3-run lead, 12-9.
Do you hear the fastball
for the Knights
that's coming in?
Yep.
And look at the young man that's catching. We said he just turned 13.
Yesterday.
And he's grabbing that fastball.
Yep.
I think I did see one of the coaches come out and put a couple of weights in his back pocket just to hold him up from that fastball. I'm telling you, very impressed with that young man behind the dish.
Cooper Benaja. Pay attention to his name.
Yep.
That's a little Pudge Rodriguez back there.
We'll see him more through the years. You can believe that.
Yeah, I don't think you have many 13-year-olds. 12 yesterday.
Just yesterday.
Or 2 days ago he was 12.
Right.
Yesterday he was 13.
Now he's a teenager finally.
A teenager.
How about that?
Not many of them would be catching.
When he started the playoffs, he was
guys.
not even a teenager yet.
Right.
How about that?
So Sawyer Bonin is a senior, 18 years old.
Pitching to a 13-year-old.
13-year-old.
And look, he hadn't backed up a bit, has Benaja.
Oh, no. He might be going to ask for a – was that Richards? It was. Give him a little pat. He might be needing a little more padding in the glove.
In his glove, that's right.
Some cushion to put in there in between the hand and the leather, because that leather's been worn out.
Tom, an opportunity to see probably one of the best hurlers that you'll see in ACEL Athletics this year, without a doubt. The right-hander Sawyer Bonin stands in there, and again, this is a young man that they've walked intentionally all 3 times. One with nobody on, nobody out in the first, and twice with the bases loaded. One that tied the game that pushed across the first run.
Yep.
And then another one later on.
Justin Richards, the senior, number 17, or 17-year-old, number 6, coming to the plate with a runner at second. Now we got a switcheroo going on in left field, and I can't read the number. I got 2 panes of windows that are dirty as all get out,
and pinstripe
and a net and a
uniforms
fence
with the
to try to
same
look
color.
through.
Sound like my cousin Vinny.
I'm getting dizzy.
Through these mud-covered windows, all these bushes and all these trees.
Cooper's got to remember he's got a runner at second. That's Hoffpower.
Hoffpower, who delivered a big-time hit that knocked Benaja out of the game.
But right there when they were going around, Cooper was talking to the assistant coach, maybe looking for some padding for the glove. Richards gave him a little pat as he walked by him. Ball gets by Hoffpower. staying put at second.
Look, that was a big-time swing at a big-time fastball right there.
0-2 the count to Richards. But it's just a little respect by the 17-year-old senior to the 13-year-old 7th grader.
Indeed, and we'll hit refresh there on that in just a moment after this pitch.
Got the right score.
Scoreboard count.
And the arrow's pointing up.
Us.
Oh, there it is. The throw is down his third. Not in time to try to get the strike him out, throw him out. But Hoffpower takes third as Richard strikes out for the second out.
Let's see how we do this, sir. We're going to hit on, what are we going to do?
You're going to go to softball, scoreboard, and then go up to refresh. Got to click refresh. There it is. Now we got another
conversation.
He's trying to claim that Richards blocked the throw down, and he wasn't even going to get there. Come on. It is 12-9.
And it's 11 o'clock.
The umpire going, Coach, come on. You don't have to argue everything. You know, Richards struck out, and the throw went down there. It was going to be late anyway. There's no way he was going to get to him. I think Cooper was still trying to find it in his glove. His hand is numb.
Indeed it is.
4 runs here with the runner in scoring position, and he is just burning it.
Yeah.
Alvarado, the right fielder, with 1-1 count.
But it's going to be up to this Knights defense to see if they can hold on. They've got 9 more batters to go through, 9 more outs.
Yeah, they only have 7 left and 6 after this. Oh, inside pitch almost hit him. Ball gets away. Nobody covering home with a runner at third. Hoffpower could have been in.
Somewhere in the stands, they're hollering, wear it, and you saw him holler back at him, you wear it.
Yeah. He'll wear it for a couple of weeks.
Right.
But, I mean, Hoffpower not paying attention, just walking back. He had home on that one. With this firepower coming out, there's ball 3, a full count. That ball gets back to the wall. There's no telling which direction it's going to go in.
Right. If it doesn't hit that padding directly behind home plate, it's going to jut anywhere when it hits one of those bricks.
3-2, 2 outs, runner at third for Alvarado. There's a pitch. He gets a piece of it as he was backing out.
Good piece of staying alive. Alvarado up there just battling as you hear it from the stands.
Alvarado misses on that one. Let's see. Alvarado's a 9th grader, 15 years old, on the strikeout for the 3rd out, but not before the Knights get 4 runs in the inning to take a 3-run lead, 12-9, as we go to the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
And here we are in the bottom of the 5th inning as these teams have been answering each other's heavy blows in the inning. Last inning in the 4th, the Knights got 6 in the top of the 4th, and then the Hornets came back with 7. The Knights responded here in the top of the 5th with 4, and they now have a 12-9 lead, but the Hornets are coming up to finish the 5th, and they're at the top of the order with the Benaggio brothers, Cooper and Carter, to lead it off with Sawyer Bonin the third batter. So we know that they're going to have a runner on base at some point in the inning when Sawyer steps to the plate.
You know he will. Just let him hit the ball one time.
Cooper Benaggio flied out to the shortstop in the 1st inning, walked in the 3rd, and singled in the 4th.
And still back to just chunking that ball in there. It's not like he's putting a lot on it.
Well, when he bears down and throws it hard, it's a ball, right? But when you just see him taking a slow motion.
I don't know if that's the changeup or what it is.
I gotta put it across the plate.
Big.
And this little 13-year-old's he wants to tee off on that. 1-2 the count, right?
Big thanks to all the folks that are out there. Yes, it is, that are out there. Have subscribed to our YouTube channel tonight. We now sit at 791. Love for 9 of you that are watching this thriller to hop over there to YouTube. Just search 446 Sports if you are. And hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave us a comment. Doesn't cost you anything. Ring the notification bell, and you'll know whenever we go live.
Tell your friends, family.
That one bounces up there.
Share the word. We need 109 to reach 209.
We need 209
to reach 1,000.
And look, just last baseball season, and praise God for all of it, we were trying to get to 100. We had 97, and we said, man, if we could just make it to 100. And here we sit on the cusp of getting to that 1,000 mark. What that does for it, it puts our video in a lot of different places.
2-2 the count. And he's losing control of even the slow pitch. 3-2.
I think he's more almost aiming that ball up there.
It's slowing down and just trying to put the ball over the plate.
I don't know where you go after Richards.
There's a shot, a blooper to second, and he's underneath it and makes the catch.
It almost looks like in the majors when you see that position player come in and pitch, and he just doesn't have a lot on it, but it's effective.
When they've used everybody. Well, yeah, that pitch is still popping the mitt.
Yep, sure is.
He just
doesn't
have control
of the fast stuff.
Yeah.
It's not quite an eephus pitch because he doesn't throw it with a lot of elevation, but it's just one of those, here you go.
There's a shot to the shortstop. If he can scoop it up, he makes the stop, but won't make the throw. Smart move, but a great play by the shortstop. So the single by Carter Benaggio and Sawyer Bonin coming to the plate.
Yeah, about that.
And expect with Jacob Richards wants to pitch to him.
He stepped in the box for the first time, and here we go.
Now they're talking about moving him. Or he's got to dig, the shortstop's got to dig the dirt out of his shorts.
Well, this is what
or long pants.
This is what the folks paid their money to come see. Sawyer Bonin going to get his first attempt at it right here.
Going to see him trot down to first?
No, let him go. Let's see what the kid's got.
You got 3-run lead. They don't even have bases loaded, and they're going to let him hit? They walked him twice with bases loaded and gave a run. Now
this is why I don't coach.
Well,
I can't figure this out.
There's no way he can throw that pitch Well, ball gets by. Carter's down to second. The throw from the back of the wall.
This is where you normally say, well, that opens up first base. Will they put him on? But that hadn't been a concern.
First base was
to Coach
open.
Wade. It wasn't open at all.
First base was open with somebody on it.
Right?
3 times.
Thrice.
First base was open when there was somebody on first, second, and third. I think they're saying they told Richards, all right, pitch to him, but throw with everything you got.
Goodness.
You know, because it's not finding the strike zone.
What a mighty hack at that one it was.
2-1 with the outside pitch.
Look at him looking in. Got a little bit of a smile on his face there from that one, and I felt that one up here.
Yeah, he was encouraging the Knights crowd to keep cheering on that strike. There's a little blooper to second base.
and the crowd goes wild there. And just a little too much, and that is the first time that he has been retired on the evening.
So everybody's kind of staring at each other as he went back to the dugout. Lane Bounds now, who had hit into a double play twice, going back to the pitcher to throw home, and then Jacobs throwing to first base for the out. That won't happen this time, as there's a runner on second, which is Carter Benaja, with 2 outs.
Well, I don't like the way that Richard stares back at second base at the runner as long as he does. Watch how long he stays back there before looking forward.
Yeah, 2-0 the count.
You walk him with the bases loaded twice, and then you don't hear. I'm not the one with the 12-9 lead in the game, though, so.
Well, the coach has made all the right moves on that.
Absolutely he has.
And 3-0 the count here to Bounds.
When I'm telling you, Coach Wade has done everything correct tonight.
Richard's too worried about the strike zone. He knows what the strike zone is. He was a catcher for 3 or 4 innings. There's ball 4. And, you know, he's just letting it get into his head where he's not going to be able to throw a strike.
You got to concentrate like you did when Bonin was there.
Ashton Pedraza, not sure where he's playing right now. Shortstop somewhere.
Has pitched in the game.
Number 4, the throw down to second, nobody there. That was almost a mistake. You got 2 outs and a 3-run lead, but you got runners at first and second. You just need to get the batter and get this out.
Chuck at home in his recliner got joke, says he's extended it to 130 now.
Richards is complaining, but that's a ball.
Yep. I mean, it's easily a ball.
1-0 the count. If the Knights could get out of this with a goose egg after putting 4, that ball gets by, and you've got runners moving now. Carter Benaja at third, and Lane Bounds at second, and Pedraza with a 2-0 count.
Yep. You see that on our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard there in the left-hand bottom corner.
And Richards not able to find the strike zone. There's a pitch.
And he misses, or did he call that a strike?
No, he called it a strike.
That was a late one.
But I tell you what, the umpire's about to do something to Richards with the way he's reacting. There's strike 2.
Trying to get that one deep and into the night. And that's 2-2 now with 2 down here. Bottom of the 5th.
What's interesting is with that slow windup and he just kind of throwing it in there, they're having trouble even catching up to that one. There it is, strike 3.
Goodness, what an inning.
Little movement on that one. So only 1 hit, Carter Benaja, on that one. Several base on balls, but the goose egg is the biggie. 4 runs for the Knights in the top of the 5th, and they held the Hornets to 0 in the bottom, and they take a 12-9 lead to the top of the 6th. And we're going to be back for the 6th inning when we come back.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And we're back live for the top of the 6th inning. We got 6 more outs for the Knights.
In regulation.
Yeah. Don't even say those words.
Right.
And 6 more outs for the Hornets.
Saw your Bonin stands back in there and came on and struck out a couple of people to end things in the 5th, and he's back out there. But the damage was done there in the top of the 5th.
Yep. Brady LeBlanc, the second baseman, number 14, had a single back in the 2nd and walked in the 4th, scored both times, and he faces Bonin right now. And the problem you have is you waited way too long to bring in Bonin, because if you can't score 3 more runs, you know,
right.
What good does it do you when you brought him? Well, that was inside, and he was bailing.
I don't blame him. Looks like he's touching the mid-80s probably with that fastball.
I don't know. Let me get my speed gun out.
Right?
Hey, you're about on. About 85, 87, I think. Oh.
How did that one sound to you?
How about the ump? That's why you stay over the right shoulder.
That's right, Olay.
That's a funny story. You know, back with Katie, Jessica. Oh, my gosh. There's strike 2. 2-2 the count. Jessica Morrow is one of the fastest pitchers that we had growing up. And Katie, I guess, was probably 10 to 13 years old at the time. And Jessica's a couple of years older. There's strike 3.
Look, that ball gets in
Went
there
down looking.
before they even knew it was there.
Andrew Hannon, he's got a couple of hits on the night. Been on base all 4 at-bats. Got 3 hits and a walk. So Hannon's stepping in. He's taking a big cut. But it was similar. I mean, Katie was the only one that would catch her. And the ball was coming in with such force that her hand was black and blue. And I basically had almost a brand new mitt that season. But Jessica had worn it out. And this is in a playoff game. You know,
is that 4
Dixie
straight
ball.
strikeouts?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
Tell me again why you don't have him in here earlier when you have the lead.
Because you were thinking you were going to be in the championship game. So we'll see. So Jessica's throwing, and Katie has to come out. She's bawling back there, and she doesn't cry for anything.
Right.
And so I go down there. I'm like, Katie, we don't have a catcher. And you know, I had this.
Threw that one in there, just about caught the ump on the top of the head.
I had one player that wanted to be catcher, just begging me. And so I go tell her she's one of my subs, and I go in there and say, okay, you got to go in. She starts crying. I don't want to go in. She won't catch Jessica.
I don't want to go in.
And I was like, you got to go in. Katie's showing her hand, and I'm like, she needs a break. And she's like, I can't. I'm putting the gear on her, and she's crying. I'm like, you got to go out or we're going to forfeit the game. 2-2 the count. And so she goes out there, and I told the umpire, I said, you better put your mask on. And he's like, I don't need a mask. I said, look, she's not going to catch.
Right.
She's gonna. Oh, no, it was a chest protector. Oh, he gets a bat on the ball. Sawyer Bonin gets it and fires the first for the third out. 1-3 for the third out. 1-2-3 in the inning. No runs and no hits, but they still trail, the Hornets do, 12-9 as we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. So let me finish this. We'll go to a commercial break.
Story.
So Grace, the catcher goes in and gets behind the plate, and I'm telling the umpire, put your chest protector on, because I don't know.
You're telling the umpire that,
I can't guarantee that she's going to catch this ball. And he's like, oh, I'm going to be all right. So he gets behind there and ducks down. He's got his mask on, but no chest protection. And the catcher bails. And the ball just hits him square in the chest. And it could have been one of those Buffalo Bills moments if it hits him in the chest at the exact right time. He's laid out, and he's passed out, and he comes to, and I was telling him, I told you you should have worn a chest protector. He's like, you get Katie back here to catch, or else you forfeit the game. So I had Katie's ball, and I have to go to her and say, you got to go in, Katie. So I take a sock off, and I put it in her glove, in between her hand and her glove. She goes out and finishes the game. But her hand is black and blue.
But the option never was to take the foster kid out the circle. No, and stop her from pitching.
Well, no, we had to win the game.
Right.
You leave them out there to win.
Right.
We lost the next game.
Oh, my gracious, what a ball game.
12-9 the score here in the bottom of the sixth inning. For the Hornets, Dawson Turpin. Turpin is 1 for 3 on the night.
Again, if you're following along with us on Facebook or Boxcast or Twitter, hop on over to YouTube. That's where the better signal is. While you're over there, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for any time that we go live. We will cover all the ACEL championships for you.
Turpin had a single to right center field back in the fourth. Seems like last inning.
Seemed like a while, yes.
So the Hornets only sent 5 batters to the plate last inning. See if they can keep it there. There's a shot, foul. The outside pitch. It looks like the Knights are going to try to finish with Jacobs on the mound, and he's just trying to throw strikes, so he's just not doing a fast wind-up.
Is that Richards that's out there still?
Yep. There was the catcher.
Yeah, from behind the dish, he comes out. Misses there.
I don't know if he's trying to play at the outside or trying to just aim it over the middle, but you got to just let your defense try to play. There's a strike.
What a difference between the two guys that are on the hill.
Yeah.
Bonin, who's throwing about 85, and Richards, who's throwing about 58.
Turpin thought that was high. There's an outside pitch. Full count, 3-2 to Turpin. But that ball was just at the shoulder level that he called strike 2. There's a pitch. And there's a shot to second. It's corralled and thrown over to first for the out. That's all you got to do if you're the Knights. And get 6 of those.
Just keep getting outs, and you're forcing the batter to do everything with force and ball because you don't have any velocity coming in, and it's simple physics of what's going on.
Brett Boudreaux struck out in the second, single in the fourth, and hit by a pitch in the fourth. That just tells you how many batters we went through in that fourth and fifth inning.
That's correct.
So it's strike 1. You just got to put it across the plate and hope your defense, which neither of the two teams have played great defensively. I wouldn't even say good defensively. A lot of errors that led to those big innings.
To the bulk of the runs, absolutely.
But they're both doing it, so it's consistent.
And they're both up there just hacking away at it.
Yep, and staying in it. Oh, beamed him in the shoulder. Throwing it out. So a hit by a pitch puts a runner on. The Hornets trail by 3. And Boudreaux standing on first. Logan Herron coming to the plate. He struck out in the 3rd. Walked.
This is one of those.
Twice in the 4th.
Tom, you got to be off and going. A slow delivery, slow pitch that's there. You've got to be still in 2nd. Snap throw to 1st, not going to be in time. But I take off as soon as he gets in his windup, and I'm going to 2nd.
Yeah, it's Hannon behind the plate now. He's got an arm. He started off as the pitcher for the Knights.
But how slow the delivery and then
that's true.
The pitch that comes in. If you can just, when he picks up that front foot, you go.
Yep. Outside pitch. I don't know if he's talking to himself or the umpire. Umpire hadn't said anything to him. I got to give credit to the umpires for that. They've been relatively calm in some situations. 2-1 the count to Herron.
He's having to speed it up. It looks like he went to a little bit of a slide step when he got into the stretch. And he's throwing the ball a little faster than we've seen him, maybe trying to counteract that stolen base opportunity that's coming.
There it is.
Well, you see the difference. What he's done there is he altered it. He came up with the big leg. On the ones that he missed, he threw a little faster, did that slide step.
Yeah. Well, it just depends on how fast you are. If you have my speed, you're not running. Oh, there it is. Caught the outside corner for the strikeout. Went down looking, did Herron, for the 2nd out in the inning. And we got Brady Vandevelt, the 9th batter, number 20, the designated hitter, coming to the plate. He was hit by a pitch, walked, and struck out in the last inning by Richards.
Folks at home.
Richards is a sausage.
You can send that to Tom at 446sports.com.
Hey, man, it is 11:25. If you're still up, thank you.
That's exactly right.
Inside.
I'm just glad that we made a few adjustments on there, and I don't think that the video's been skipping as much in this game, so we're pleased with that.
2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, with the Knights leading the number 1 seed Hornets by 3. That ball gets away from Hannon, and that'll give Boudreaux the free pass to 2nd. All right, the waterfall is about to happen. Can you mute me?
I got you there. We'll do this now. Richards ready to deliver the 3-0. Stands back, looking in, and snap throw back to the center fielder. There you go.
It gets by. The throw into 3rd is in time, and he's out. He didn't even make it. So the center fielder making a huge play, backing up at 2nd base, and the Knights are fired up as they know they are 3 outs away from an upset over the number 1 seed, the Hornets, who are 15-1 on the year.
In your book, that's 185 if you're scoring at home.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
And you know what that does? That was a 1-2-3 inning, and it's going to put Vandevelt, the 9th batter, at the plate for the bottom of the 7th inning.
Boy, that is huge.
We'll be back right after these messages with the final inning, hopefully, of the game.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the number 1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Your burger, your style, with delicious, hand-pressed, never-frozen AAA Angus beef and tons of fresh, tasty toppings. Fat Burger, great taste.
And we are back for what could be the final inning of the game here in the top of the 7th inning as the Southwest Louisiana Homeschool Knights, 11-5 on the year, the number 4 seed, lead the number 1 seed Hornets of Good Samaritan Fellowship from Fred, Texas.
Looking to pull the big-time upset here and get an opportunity to go face the defending champions, the Chef of Baton Rouge Patriots, who have already punched their ticket in a wild first semifinal game.
Similar to this one.
Very similar.
Cameron Miller, the left fielder, number 17, will lead us off against Sawyer Bonin, who was brought in about an inning and a half ago, which may have been just a little too late as they've been unable to put 3 runs on the board in the last 2 innings. In the bottom of the 5th and 6th, the Knights have done what they're supposed to do and put a goose egg, and it was huge to have a 1-2-3 inning last inning. 1-1 the count to Miller. It'll be Miller, Long, and Caluette.
What a game this has been. Both sides of the semifinals have just been back and forth, back and forth. If you are a purist and want to watch some pitchers duels, you didn't see that today. Now you're seeing it out of Bonin here, but 2 different looks between him and Richards. And look, Bonin's like, hey, he's got to get in the box.
Yeah, we need that 20-second pitch count right here.
They're calling him back in quickly. Yeah, you can't.
1-2 the count. There's strike 3. Went down swinging at least, did Miller. Levi Long, number 31, the first baseman, coming to the plate now. And, 17, they're mouthing off to him, and 17's telling him to look at the scoreboard.
Never. And these 2 teams that are just separated by a few miles. Inside he comes, and look, and staring down at him is Long. And he says, I heard that ball come close to me.
Yeah, you can probably hear it whizzing by you. They're doing their best to kind of slow Bonin down.
And he's shaking his head back at the official saying, look, he's coming right at me.
1-1 the count.
Look, I don't want to be the recipient in there in the box if Bonin's mad at the other team.
Oh, he was way late on that. He's trying to say he hit the catcher's glove.
And he calls it. That's right. Catcher interference.
Oh, wait. We're going to have a meeting.
If they do, he's going to be gone. I got to believe him.
The umpire has the call. It doesn't matter whether he reached it. It's catcher's interference if it hits the glove.
I think he's saying that he let Long call it for him, and he didn't call it right away. Best comment of the night right there. It's 11:30. Yes, agreed.
Come on up. You got to make the call. You say, hey, it hit. Oh, they're going to. Is he going to go over and meet with the first base umpire? Nope. So we got a base runner.
Now batting, number 10, Caden.
This is Caluette, the shortstop, number 10, who was the pitcher.
Catcher interference is how you'll score that in your book.
Yep. CI.
That is correct, sir. And the best that wins the.
It's 11:30.
Yes, that wins the night.
There's strike 1 on Caluette. 12-9, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Strike 2. You just got to put a bat on the ball, and it's going to fly off the bat if you can get it. There's a shot up the middle, set up for a double play, and he's not on the bag.
No, I don't think they knew who was going to handle that, and a little bit of jawing goes on there between second base and long.
So 6-4 gets the out, but they could have been out of the inning. But I guess they just thought Bonin was going to strike everybody out.
Andrew had
they kind of fell asleep out there. It's 11:30.
It's 11:30. No truer words have ever been spoken.
Number 4, Andrew Hoffpower. They're going to try to steal the throw down. Not in time. Caluette takes second. We'll see if he tries to take third. I bet you he's going if the ball gets by Cooper. Oh, wow.
Hoffpower did a good job of measuring that up. Did you see how he had a little bit of a leg kick with him that time?
Did you see how fast the ball exited the park?
I saw that. If you can just square it up somehow.
Oh, man. If you could square it up and hit it, you might see the first home run of the day. And he's going to try to take second, and he's going to get in a hot box, but that was strike 3 anyway. He went down swinging. So we got our 3 outs in this one. No runs on no hits. And the end of the top of the 7th, we got a 3-run lead by the Knights, and the Knights fans are cheering as we're going to have Brady Vandefelt, the designated hitter, will lead off along with Cooper Benagia and Carter Benagia, and then Sawyer Bonin, the cleanup hitter.
Oh, the drama.
I guarantee you, he popped up, but he's not going to get another shot.
If he comes up with the bases juiced, they're walking him again, even in the 7th. I can tell
if there's still a 3-run lead, they're walking.
Absolutely they are, yeah, without a doubt. Now, if he come up with the bases loaded, they had to have a 3-run lead because he bats 4th this inning. So he'd have to. It's 11:30.
I was just seeing if you were awake.
I got it.
It's 11:30.
My goodness, what a day it's been. And a night, and
where's the rain?
Right? That's all we need.
We may see it.
In the concession stand, they've got breakfast burritos now. They're cooking eggs and sausage and bacon, and goodness, coffee will be brewing here in a bit.
Yeah, I think the pilots are back out at the airport.
Look, if Richards hangs on to this, he's got to put himself in line for a potential MVP spot out of this tournament.
I would agree with you on that.
He has been solid behind the dish and out there on the play.
The throws that he made for those 2 double plays from behind the plate.
Yep.
And then what he's done at the plate, he's got a single and scored a run in the 2nd, and he had a fielder's choice and scored in the 4th. He did strike out against Bonin.
But okay.
So,
but look what he's done on the hill.
Yeah. He came in
as crazy and as awkward as it seemed. It's been mightily effective.
Yep. He came in and got the out in the bottom of the 4th. And then in the 5th, faced 5 batters and left 2 runners on. And then because of the double play they had.
Hold on, we're having a conversation. There's never been a more prime time for you to go and record the first 3 outs here if you are Richards. But you got to get somebody on if you're the Hornets and get Bonin with a shot at it.
He had a 1-2-3 inning, last inning, with that throw out by the center fielder.
And that's what brings this young man back up to the plate.
Right.
He was at the plate during that out.
I don't know, were they making some change coming up that they had to give the umpire forewarning? There's a foul ball out of play down the right field line. 0-1 the count. I find it really interesting that they haven't really been able to time out that pitch with the slow delivery.
It has been an interesting last half of this game.
The upset of the year in the making.
And another big hack at it.
0-2.
Has him down 0-2 indeed.
So what time do I have to be up here?
I think you ought to just sleep right there.
I might have.
The dogs out.
Oh yeah, that'll be a real mess.
Indeed.
They haven't even eaten yet.
Oh my, all day?
No, they ate this morning.
Okay.
But they usually eat at 5. You know they're sitting there going, where is he?
They would chew on a
They're
pillow.
like, where is the guy, man? He's supposed to be here.
Where's my human?
Yeah. Outside pitch, 2-2.
Got deathly quiet in the stands right there as they were watching that pitch.
Three outs away from ending this one and having the 4th seed upset the number 1 seed. Full count to Vandefeld.
Could the Mystique get there? Could the bases be loaded and Bonin have a walk-off granny?
No, he could have a 1-run walk.
That's right. He will not swing the bat with the bases
to make it
loaded.
12-10.
I assure you.
But they're going to be in trouble if they get bases loaded, nobody out.
That's a walk.
Or we're going to be in trouble.
Somebody's going to be in trouble.
Base on balls to Vandefeld. Cooper Benagia coming to the plate. Flied out to the shortstop in the 1st, walked in the 3rd and scored, singled in the 4th and scored, and flew out to the 2nd baseman in the 5th.
3 hours and 8 minutes into this one.
Down to 1st. Oh, I tell you what, Vandefeld almost caught himself running himself into an out by being picked off at 1st by Hannon.
You absolutely cannot let that happen out here.
I think he forgot. He thought, well, Jacob's on the mound, but he forgot Hannon's got an arm too. If he tries to steal, he's going to be pegged out. There's an outside 1-1. It's the number 10. Look, they pinch hitting right here. They got Hayden Ratcliffe pinch hitting for Benagia.
So there you have it, Hayden Ratcliffe. Looks at a 2-ball, 1-strike pitch now from Richards.
There's strike 3. Oh my gosh.
Ball 3.
3-1 or strike 2, but
3-1.
3-1. How was that not a strike?
And
must have been low.
I think this that one misses. And so
two walks.
Tom, you got to have something in the tank here, and this time with Jacob Richards may be coming to an end, because look over there on deck.
Carter Benagia, they got to get by him. He's put the bat on the ball. He had a single in the last inning.
We got a runner coming in, and you'll see him here at home, and we'll catch a number as he makes his way down. That is number 2.
That is Eli Shannon.
So Eli
Shannon. It's a courtesy runner. Courtesy runner for number 10, Ratcliffe, who did his job.
Yep. So
we got 2 runners on.
It'll be a pinch runner there, not the courtesy runner, but a pinch runner on for him. 2 runners on, and the scenario is setting up big time for the 3rd intentional walk.
Tying run.
Loaded. Yeah.
Tying runs at the plate.
Goodness gracious.
9-12. The Knights must not have another pitcher or anybody else they can turn to pitch. Tell you what, they better play defense right now. Any kind of grounder, they got a double play opportunity, although difficult with a lefty in the box.
Boy, we're getting such a big lead off of second base, but I'm telling you, he has not been anywhere around the strike zone in this inning here.
Got to throw a strike first.
Walking around and just
I think they called time when he was trying to throw, but he lets that get in his head.
With different pitch than what he wanted, and he's going to end up finding himself run out of the game. Well, the umpires aren't going to take much more of it.
He's in trouble up in his head right now, letting the umpire get in there. 2-0 the count. He's walked 2 already, and he's about to walk bases loaded to get to Bonin.
That's the 3rd, and we talked about that.
It's about time. Should have been called on to talk to him.
And he meets
A
the
while
coach
back.
halfway over there. That's strange.
Needs to calm him down. Those are balls.
Yeah, and this these umpires, these home plate guys, they're built in to take a lot of it, knowing the situation. But it's not going to let it continue throughout the evening.
All right, well, it's time to go out there and break it up. It is 11:30, or was.
Sun's starting to come up on the over the left field wall there as day turns to night, night turns to day, one of those. Richards will find his way back on the mound.
If I'm not mistaken, the coaches are all volunteers.
They are.
For the ACEL League.
They are, absolutely they are.
12-9 is the score with runners at first and second and trying to throw to with nobody there covering. Throwing at the bag. They got to get together and know what's going on. I think the shortstop didn't know there was a play on. That's a good stop.
Kept that from going in the outfield.
Although we saw that in the last inning,
right.
I guess that's their play. Let it
That's
go
right.
out there, and the center fielder throws him out at third.
The old 185.
Strike one. 3-1 the count.
That was a strange approach at it. You're seems like you're putting the bat around there to just draw some interference, but he pulled it back and hacked on a 3-0 pitch.
Yeah, the thing about it is he's got the bat out there as a bunt, and Jacobs isn't even looking at him.
Ball 4, and that's going to bring, and there's a walk and a bat flip on the walk. And you got to believe they're going to put him on again, and that'll bring the run in.
They're talking about it.
You don't let him bat here.
They're coming out. They're automatic. Bases loaded. Third time tonight. Bonin will be automatically walked with a runner to come in to cut the lead to 2. It is now 12-10. And the last time they did this,
Bonin come around to score. That is the third bases loaded RBI intentional walk of the night to Sawyer Bonin.
Yeah, the last time they did this, they were able to score enough runs to take the lead for the first time.
Well, now you have Bonin as the potential winning run.
Well, yeah, standing at first with nobody out. You got to get somebody to swing and put the ball in play.
Somewhere that missed.
How was that? Wow. I'm kind of with Richards on that one. Not sure how that one missed.
You just wonder what the Knights have left besides Richards. That one is the one he needed. And Tom, you wonder just what else they have left in arms.
Well, if they can get a dinker back to the pitcher and get the out at home and throw it down to first to get the double play like they've done before, twice.
But what you're dangerously close to having happen
is walking a runner in and being one run away from a tie.
You just can't throw your hands up like that, though, out on the mound.
I think he's talking to the coach about it's time to make a change.
And he pulled himself and brought the glove, and now he's showing up.
He's complaining about the umpire.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that.
He needs to sit. I'm sorry, but that kind of stuff.
See who we'll see out there. We'll have to get a number. Is that number?
That's Levi Long.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep, 31 sure is. We'll see. So the Patriots brought their big first baseman in to close things out in the last game. We'll see if the Knights can do it. But I don't know that I've seen a team that is ahead in the 7th and is this out of sorts.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Jacobs took himself out. you know, I think the coach finally did it, but he was just complaining about the umpire not calling strikes. And it's just not going to fly.
No,
nobody out, bases loaded. It's a 2-run lead for the Knights, who were 3 outs away from upsetting the Hornets. And now they're 1 hit away from being tied.
Yeah. And look, the way it sits up out here, too, you have an opportunity because you know that Bonen's got the speed to get there. So you get one that's put in the gap here, perhaps, then that could end it there.
Yeah, because the winning run's on third. I mean, on
first base on the legs of Sawyer Bonen.
Well, if the Knights are going to win this one, they need a little bit of luck right here with an easy play for a double play. We've seen them turn a couple tonight. Kind of unconventional double plays, but they've done it.
2 balls and a strike is where this at-bat resumes.
Luke Bounds, his 3rd time at the plate, popped up out of play.
Now
but this is his 3rd time to be brought to the plate after walking Sawyer Bonen with bases loaded. He walked last time, and he was part of the 1-2-3 double play. There's a shot to right out of play.
Yeah,
he reached for that one.
Reached out and got that little bit of a slider. Has a lot of movement, does long, as he starts that ball off middle half, and it just fades out over the outside batter's box.
Well, you can see why he was reaching far. There's a pulled it foul.
Yeah, tried to work that fastball inside on him. I think if he sets that slider up on the inside, you got to be careful because it's going to get right back out over the heart of the plate.
Well, you know, Bounds reached for that outside pitch because it's been called a strike a lot tonight.
And that's why you look at what a great job he did of fouling off that inside pitch.
Oh, almost went for that one. 3-2, full count.
I think if it's a little bit lower, he does take a hack at it, but it was up above his hands.
Outside pitch, there's a walk. Nobody out. Cooper Benagia comes in to make it a 1-run game, 12-11. Carter Benagia at 3rd, Bonen at 2nd, and Bounds at 1st with nobody out. And Eston Pedraza at the plate, number 4.
Number 4, Eston Pedraza, batting for the Hornets.
They need to quit worrying about where it was. He knew it was outside. I mean, ought to be looking at it. You know, you just kind of upsetting the umpire by asking about it. There's a strike. 1-1 to count. Levi Long's got to get up there and prove himself.
Just these Hornets are willing themselves into a tie game here.
They need a cheap pop-up or a possible strikeout if they can get it. But right now, I'm not seeing it. We've got basically 5 walks. There's a 3-1 count. And we're about to walk in the tying run.
And you're going to see Bonen with the opportunity just 90 feet away.
Wouldn't it be interesting? I mean, strike 2, 3-2. I'm sorry, but you just got to throw it right down the middle.
That's all you can do.
I mean, it'd be really ironic to have Bonen walked in
to win
for the winning run after they walked him 3 times to score a run. There's a high pop fly to short left field, and he lost it in the lights, and it missed it. Misplayed it out in left field.
And we're tied.
And Carter Benagia scores a tying run. Bonen at 3rd, Bounds at 2nd, and Pedraza really should be an error, but he never touched it.
Definition of
single
irony.
to left.
You walk him 4 times on the night, 3 of them with the bases loaded. And now he's got the opportunity to be the winning run in this one.
Nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning. 3 runs across, bases loaded for Turpin, who bats from the left side. And there's ball 1, as Long just can't seem to get his body across, get his arm across his body enough to get the ball down, coming off that hill that you talked about, which
Correct.
is a little bit different than maybe what they're used to.
And I hate to say it, Tommy, but you're just a couple of pitches away from this one being over.
Yeah. You know, you're sensing it. The Hornet crowd is in it. Even Long now is complaining about his pitches that haven't found a strike zone. And that one did, and he got the call. You know, I would think that if the players would just play the game and not worry about, you know, complaining to the ump, we might see more strikes. There's a pitch back, and he can't make the play, and Bonin is going to score the winning run. And that's it. Sawyer Bonin scores the winning run, 13-12, the final, as the Hornets are yes, the number 1 seed coming in, 15-1 on the year, are now 16-1 as they win a back-and-forth game. They are rocky as they got up from the mat.
Yo, Adrian,
and clawed his way up. We did it, Adrian.
Look, 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th.
And still nobody out.
No, that's right. Bases remain loaded there. And, wow, just a tough night for the Knights. Ran out of pitching completely. And now you got Bonin that's able to go back and go at it tomorrow.
4 runs on 1 hit. And that was a hit because that was a tough play for Long to make. And it was off his glove, and he could have had the out. But, ironically, Bonin scores the winning run on that play after he was walked 3 times with the bases loaded to allow a run to score.
You knew that was coming somehow. You knew that baseball would have its weird way of working things out that way.
13-12, the final, and I'm sorry, but that's about going to wrap it up, Doug.
Indeed it is.
Because it's 11:30 somewhere.
That's
Actually,
right.
it's past 11:30. It's 5 minutes to midnight.
Keeping an eye on the weather, of course. Chef of Baton Rouge, the Patriots, will face off against the Hornets of Good Samaritan Fellowship. Chef of Baton Rouge, the only team to beat the Hornets this season. Hornets come in as the number 1 seed. Chef will be the number 2 seed. And Tom will take you guys through that tomorrow morning. All of us keeping an eye on the weather, Tom, but I'll go ahead and sign it off for us as you see the folks that are out there.
Well, the Knights will start it off in the consolation game against ACA Defenders.
That's right. You'll have that game at 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's slated for 9. Championship game slated for 11:30. You've got the consolation and championship game set for tomorrow in softball out at LCU. You see the folks gather around. Tom, you did a great job in baseball. I don't know, have you ever done baseball before?
No, it's the first game, but I did softball.
Second game.
Second game, yeah. First night.
There you have it. That's going to wrap it up here from Merrill Blackburn Field at Josh Brown Stadium, home of the Grace Christian Warriors. From my man Tom Boucher, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good morning.
Yeah.